Ryan. Final day of school today. Kids will have Thursday, Friday, and next Monday off, and get out and do some deer hunting, get some jerky, and maybe go on a little trip and enjoy a little time off as the quarter comes to a close. Hopefully the kids all pass their tests and everything's good and everybody's eligible for the winter sports season. And we got the playoffs already going today around Region 9 and Region 9 soccer. Earlier on this field, it was Pineview pulling a mild upset over Desert Hills and advancing on Crimson, who's playing Desert Hills in football tonight on this field. Their soccer team went on the road and upset. They still are alive in the postseason. Of course, last week we had Crimson and Desert Hills duking it out in tennis for a state championship, with Crimson taking first and Desert Hills taking second. Also, Crimson goes first in boys golf last week and second for Desert Hills. And now we get the football game. Now we get the rivalry. These two schools, a lot of students going from Desert Hills to the new school last year. And we got the football game ready to go for you tonight. 3-5 are the Mustangs. They lost a preseason game, so they had two preseason games. So they're 3-5 overall, 2-4 in region play. Desert Hills comes in 3-6 overall and 2-4 in region play. So the winner of this game is going to have maybe an advantage in the RPI rankings and the seeding, and maybe the winner of this game actually hosts a home game at least. If not, maybe even gets into the top 12 and earns a bye for next week. Top 12 will get byes next week in the first round of the 4A state football playoffs. Want to officially welcome you into the interior design pregame show. Brooke Nyberg can handle it start to finish. She can make any home in your house, any room in your house look beautiful with renovations, new flooring, new window coverings, from start to finish, the whole house. She's been doing it for over 20 years. Check out interior-designcenter.com or check out their stylish designs and see what they can do for you, your home, on their Instagram page, where they're showcasing a lot of their cool work. So thanks to Interior Design Center, Devin Dixon, Rustin Burnside here on 97.7 ESPN, also coming at you on the live stream on sportsradio977.com, as well as some of the other sites across the state, KSL, Des News, and coming at you on CEC TV tonight. So if you're listening on radio and you're heading home tonight, if you have TDS cable, we're channel 108. You can watch this game tonight, or you can smartcast it, or have your kids smartcast it, right? Just have them smartcast it from our website up onto your TV, right? Technology nowadays is phenomenal. And, of course, we've seen even the technology in high school football change with huddle and sideline cameras and iPads and replays like in live time. You know, that's been around the NFL for a long time, Burnsy, but that's trickled down to the high school level, where these coaches are, you know, meeting with their players on after offense or defensive series and giving them a ton of feedback. And we have a heck of a game tonight against, I think, two budding rivals. I think that much is clear. These two schools are going to be rivals for a long, long time. Yeah, we talked about it in the Region 9 live show. One thing's for certain, Crimson Cliffs being a new school, you kind of get to pick your own rival, hand select them, because you haven't had any of that history. You haven't had any of that bad blood yet. And for the Mustangs, it was an easy selection. That's the Thunder, right? You're built from their DNA, cut out of their cloth. And for the Mustangs, nothing means more to them as of right now than taking down this Thunder squad. And for the Thunder, this is almost like your little brother. You got to show them who's on top and who the real where everything originated, right? So tonight, the Mustangs have kind of selected their rival. Desert Hills has bought into it, and there's still a lot of history left to be written between these two squads. Yes, indeed. Interior Design Center pregame show. Thunder doing their traditional march. They started this, I think, with Jake Nelson. If not Jake Nelson, who was the first coach of the high school when it first opened, Carl Frankie. They walk through the stands and kind of have that nice stroll. Nobody else in the region does that. Everybody's kind of got a great pregame ceremony. We love the ceremonies, and Snow Canyon added, a laser light, like strobe light this year. But you love that walk, kind of like that Notre Dame walk almost, as they go right in front of all their home fans through the bleachers. They're up on the bleachers before they go down on the field. They always do it about 10 minutes before kickoff, and of course, we're getting closer and closer to the kickoff, and it should be an exciting game tonight. Want to take a look at our keys to the game, brought to you by Camping World St. George. Your 2020 fall adventure start with a stop in their full retail store. Grab some camping chairs, or maybe need a new generator. They got a bunch of accessories, all the top brands at Camping World St. George, plus a huge selection of fifth wheels, travel trailers, Class A, Class C motorhomes, 1500 Hilton Drive, Camping World, stgeorge.com. As the Thunder are playing a little ACDC Thunderstruck, getting ready to take the field. Crimson has left and will retake the field. Bernsey, let's talk keys for just a second. Both these teams have really hung their hat on their defense. They are gritty, tough defenses as the Thunder explode onto the field here for tonight's game.
Now you have to recognize that, Desert Hills all season long, specifically in Region 9 play, they've only given up 147. That's one of the better defenses in Region 9. And for the Mustangs, on the other hand, they've given up a total of 141. So two evenly matched squads as far as defense goes here. But we talked about Crimson Cliffs, their ability to adapt in game plan and prep. The only team that has held Pineview in region play to 21 points is the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs, other than the Highland Rams, of course, up there in northern Utah. But that's an impressive feat to hold a team that averages 41 to 21. That was a big deal for the Mustangs, even though they only were able to put up 7. For Desert Hills, on the other hand, they've held Dixie to 13. They've had multiple games this year where their defense has shown they held Snow Canyon to 28 alone in that 28-21 loss. So both teams, a lot of defensive pride tonight. And it's not going to surprise me if we see a defensive slugfest between the Mustangs and the Thunder. It's kind of the type of game we had last year for a little while before it was broke open in a 35-13 Desert Hills win. And right here on the Thunder field, I expect the defense to try to come out, be aggressive right from the get-go, get to Chase Hansen. Hansen is that. He's not a new quarterback. He was their starter last year. It's been 3 games since he's fully retaken that mantle over at the quarterback position. They're trying to bring him in to spark some electricity for this Mustang offense, and the Thunder are going to be dedicated and determined to stomping out any potential light in this Mustang offense.
And with these defenses being really good, the other key would be quarterback play, right? You know, you've got Chase Hansen that's taken over the last couple weeks as the quarterback for Crimson, and Noah Fuatololo. Fui is a sophomore as well, and those guys are going to look at get it going. First one to 20, 25, 30 points tonight, going to have a huge advantage. This is your Camping World Keys to Game. We got to take a timeout for our national anthem, and we'll be back in 90 seconds. Thunder Mustangs coming up next.
There's a rush coming.
Well, let's rush best 9 plays from last week in Region 9. Number 3, we go to the soccer field. Same field, different sport. Brianna Stewart bends it like Mia into the top corner pocket. Take a peek at your letters. You can send us mail at any time.
What's up with the stupid robot? His prediction percentage is lower than my dog's IQ, and my dog is dumb as a rock.
Lawrence, are you going to do anything, or are you just going to sit there? There's one thing coaches love. It's media guys telling them how good or bad their team is.
Beyond the park you know, exists a world you don't. A world that is greater. Greater than just one passion. Greater than just one adventure. Greater than just one moment. Come to where life is greater. Come to Greater Zion.
Because of you, I feel not alone in this world. And you let me know that it only takes one person to make you feel wanted.
Yes, a nice flyby as we are treated to an absolute, I think it was a student here at Desert Hills High School singing our national anthem. Great rendition. And you get the goosebumps. You get a Wednesday night with the fall break of high school football, the flyby, and 2 teams that, 2.5 miles, 3 miles max separate these 2 schools? Is it 3.5 miles max, Bernsey? It's not very far. I can almost see Crimson from here. If I was standing on top of the press box, I probably could see Crimson Cliffs High School from here.
Yeah, it's definitely not very far at all.
But they're going to try to drop the game ball, and they're going to ask somebody try to catch that. That's going to be very, very difficult. That's the Southern Utah University Flight School up there dropping the game ball, and it was recovered. It was not caught. We'll leave it at that. Let's take a look at our Sport Clips Star Watch tonight. Sport Clips, MVP treatment, MVP haircut, massaging shampoo, hot steam towels. It's good to be a guy. Give me one guy we got to keep an eye on tonight, Bernsey, from each team in a showdown.
You know, I'm going to go first and foremost with the Mustangs. A guy I want to think or look at really is Davin Adams, the receiver for the Mustangs. On the year, his numbers aren't the most impressive, but he's one of those receivers where now he has to step up. Chase Hansen is now the quarterback. Hey, you get rid of your number one wide receiver who led the team in yardage, who led the team in touchdowns, and you're asking guys like Gunnar Orr and Davin Adams and Trey Rockhill to rise to the occasion. So with the third game with Hansen under center now, they've been able to get used to him, adjust to him a little bit. I want to watch Davin Adams. I want to watch Trey Rockhill and see how they adjust to this Mustang passing attack and to see if they're a little more comfortable. For Desert Hills, on the other hand, when you look at the Thunder, there's so many stars that you can pick from this squad, but Austin Turnbow is one who stands out to me in incredible ways. He has 6 interceptions on the year alone, and as a wide receiver, he's been in the end zone 5 times. 5 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. It sounds like a star to me.
Yeah, and you can't forget Cy Nunley, 90
Yes.
tackles, and Jason Ponasua is the leading guy, over 70 tackles for Crimson Cliffs. And two teams that kind of tout their defense, you could go and look at some of the defensive stars like that to watch out for tonight. That's our Sport Clips Star Watch here inside our Interior Design Center pregame show. Interior Design Center. Make sure and like them on Facebook, see some of their stylish looks, or visit their website, interior-designcenter.com, and see what Brooke Nyberg has been doing for a lot of happy homeowners over the years. With a new home, you need some design help, or maybe you're building right now, or maybe you just want to do a little remodeling in a room or 2 or 4 in your house. Make sure and see our friends at Interior Design Center. Well, they just had the flip, and I wasn't paying close enough attention, but it looks like the Thunder deferred to the second half, because here comes the kick return team for the Mustangs. And we'll get you our Sky Mountain starting lineups for both teams. We'll see the Mustangs offense first. We anticipate Chase Hansen, green litter, averaging 5.5 yards per carry, a guy that can run north and south. And then they do have some depth, but nobody is really taken over as the premier pass catcher in that offensive core of receivers. They've got a lot of guys that they've been kind of rotating in and have got some catches, but nobody has more than 20 catches for this Mustang team.
Correct. No, the most dominant one was Chase Hansen before he moved to quarterback. And so one player that's really starting to emerge, I love Trey Rockhill, and he's back here looking to receive this kickoff. He had a kick return touchdown last week alone.
Yeah.
Always a threat to bring one back to the house, and he's really emerging as a receiver. And if you look at the roster, you look at the stats, they don't even have that inserted correctly just because he's relatively new on the scene, but he's been dominant.
Yeah, and we will have our top 9 plays of the week inside the halftime show for you. If you missed that, that was one of the top 9. I'll give you that much information. We'll have that for you at the break for our streaming audience, as well as our audience on CEC TV, as we welcome everybody into the broadcast booth tonight. Devin Dixon, Rustin Burnside. This is our Sullivan Homes game of the week. We actually have 2 this week. Snow Canyon and Cedar is the other game. If you're looking for that game, flip over to 94.9 FM, and you'll be able to watch and listen to that game. I tweeted a live stream for the Snow Canyon game, the Desert Hills game, and so if you're looking for some other game, go to @DevDixon on Twitter. You can find the links to all of those. Kickoff is in play and caught from the 3 and returnable out across the 20, coming to the wide side of the field and now turning it north and south, and then a clothesline tackle drugged down from the backside, and a pretty good return by number 28, Gavin Yardley. 85, check that, 85 with the return.
That's Rockhill.
That's Trey Rockhill.
Yeah, the roster hasn't listed as someone else, but I'm pretty sure that's Rockhill.
And we're used to calling Rockhill's number in basketball because he started at Desert Hills, and the new school opened last year, went over there. He is an excellent basketball player, great three-point shooter. Out of the gun, Mustangs. It is Hansen at quarterback, and tackle comes in, and a nice job collapsing there. Jacob Buckway with the stop for the Thunder. On that RPO, Hansen gave the ball to Creed Leonard.
No surprise right there, starting off with Leonard from the shotgun position. He is integral to this Mustang offense. If you look at the games that Crimson Cliffs has won this year, those 3 victories alone that have come against Manti, Canyon View, and Hurricane, Creed Leonard has had a massive game in all of those, including a 4-touchdown performance against the Falcons. He is key to what the Mustangs try to establish on the offensive end.
You want to watch a freshman play varsity football? Watch number 54 as we check some more of this starting lineup brought to you by Sky Mountain. Parker Andrus. He is only a freshman, and he's been starting all season long as whistles come and they blow this play dead. It was a pass out to Trey Rockhill, who caught it, but after the whistle had blown. You got Jackson Ritchie, Rockhill, Gunnar Orr, some of the receivers. And then you've got, like I mentioned, Parker Andrus, Cameron Smithson, who's 6 foot, about 280. They've also got a couple of other pretty good-sized linemen as well. They do have some depth at that position. This offensive line is a really good run-blocking unit.
No, they really are. And that's like we discussed earlier. They're so reliant upon the run and the ability to establish the run with Leonard and Drew Bay, and a large part of that is the big 5 up front.
You got Lusk and Levitt on the corners right now. Turnbow, Roman is a safety, and they're going to run it right up the middle. And it was Rockhill, I believe, out across the 30. So Trey Rockhill will pick up a couple.
Actually, Double D, I think that was Easton Drew Bay, his first carry.
It was Drew Bay.
And Drew Bay has been interesting this year. He spells Leonard every so often, but in particular that game against Pineview, Leonard could not get going. They brought in Easton Drew Bay, who offers a different running style.
A little bit quicker.
He was able to find a little bit of separation there.
Yeah, my apologies. That was 15, not 85. I saw the 5. Now they'll go 2-by-2 set. Out of the gun, go empty. Leonard goes out to the left flat. Pressure comes. They get to him. He evades the first, but can't get the second. And a sack by the Thunder on 3rd. Down to 9. It was Jacob Buckway.
Big sack from Jacob Buckway. When you look at his season statistics alone, he has got to the quarterback often. That's his 8th sack of the year. Now, he wasn't the first Desert Hills player to get there, but he was definitely the one to clean it up.
Yeah, I think the first was Nunley. Oh, no, it wasn't Nunley. It was 26, Lincoln Holmes, who's getting the start because Lloyd got hurt. Richens got hurt last week.
Yeah.
So that's the sophomore Lincoln Holmes that Coach Nunley, the defensive coordinator, told me was going to get the start tonight. And Holmes is a guy that was actually at Crimson last year and has come back to Desert Hills. Had to wait for the waiver to get passed through, so he wasn't able to play earlier in the season, but has been cleared as of the last couple of weeks. And that's only he's a young sophomore. Good player.
Good player. And, I mean, we kind of saw that burst of speed there. The Thunder have had injuries all throughout the year, and they've had that next man mentality. And right there, he's getting an ideal opportunity in Holmes.
There's the kick, and it is away, and it is going to be short, but takes a good bounce. Turnbow is going to grab it at the 40, and then he's going to fumble the football, and Crimson's going to recover the football. It pops out, and it's Braxton Turnbow coughing it up, and the Mustangs will take over from the Desert Hills 37-yard line.
Yeah, that's recovered right there by number 36, Benjamin Davies, but I believe it was Cleverly who knocked the ball loose.
He just lost it. I don't even know if anybody knocked it loose. It looked like he just lost it.
Yeah.
The tackle was down low around the legs, and it just popped out of there.
And I think he was trying to maintain balance, and while doing so, completely forgot where the football was. Like you said, Double D just slipped, and I apologize. That was Lucas Buckner, who was the first one to make contact.
Play-by-play here in the first quarter, brought to you by Sand Hollow Golf Course, 27 championship holes. Stay in their villas. Check out a show at the Rock Bowl. Follow them on Instagram, Facebook to keep up with all the events, or call 656-GOLF for your tee times at Sand Hollow Resort. So 9:02, first quarter, no score, and Creed Leonard and the offense going to push ahead for a gain of about 3 before play is blown dead after a little rugby scrum. Nobody actually hit the ground on that run play.
You know, I want to point out something real quick right here, Double D. When we look over there at our Nets on Fire clock, it shows 8 minutes, 43 seconds. And it is continually ticking. Crimson Cliffs just had a 3-and-out, and this is the type of team who likes to kind of not waste time, but they're definitely slower paced, and we're seeing that early on. And with Desert Hills not having that offense out there, that hurts a little bit because the Mustangs will take up a little bit of time.
No question. Hansen out of the gun. Quarterback looking outside, has his man, and it's in and out of his hands. I think Lusk maybe broke that play up late.
Yeah, intended for Gunnar Orr. Gunnar is one of those guys. He had a touchdown last week, But when they look his way, they love to use him as a blocking receiver, especially in the run game. He does a fantastic job there. Does a quick little turnaround. He just can't hang on. Lusk does come in and break that up.
We'll keep you updated in the other games tonight. You got Snow Canyon at Cedar, Dixie up at Canyon View, and then Hurricane is over at Pine View tonight. The other games, we'll keep you up to date on the Hearst Day Hardware scoreboard all night long. Final night of the regular season. No score in this one. After the fumble, Mustangs now 3rd down and 8. Pass is caught outside by Orr, but Orr is going to be short of his chains. I think he got the 30 on the forward progress. It's going to be about 4th and 2.5 here.
Yeah, and that's another big play from number 13, Hendrick Lusk, the senior. Orr has a little bit of momentum, and he stops on a dime once he takes a hit from Lusk. You know, 2 more yards, that's a first down. Lusk stands him up, brings him out of bounds.
That's actually Hendrick Lusk Jr., too. His dad is Henry Lusk, played at the U, played in the NFL, and actually was on the staff here at Desert Hills for a while with Coach Carl Franke before taking a job out in Monterey. And now 4th down, Mustangs going to go for it. Pivotal play here in the first quarter. And Drew Bay started to go in motion. There's no flag. And now Lusk is saying, why is there no flag? And now the officials are going to see Crimson take a timeout. Intercap Lindy timeout brought to you by the Scott Gibson team. Was there 2 people in motion there, Bernsey?
Oh, what happened is Drew Bay went in motion, thought that he was offsides, and stood straight up and was kind of just turning his shoulders side to side because he was disappointed in himself, and there was no flag on the play.
But he's the only man moving.
Yeah.
He's allowed to move. He stutter steps. Nobody else is moving. That is not a legal motion. It's not a false start. Actually, I can see why the officials didn't blow that play dead. And Crimson, hey, smart play by Jaron Tate, head coach of the Mustangs, to take the timeout, make sure they couldn't change their mind and say, maybe I saw a motion penalty there.
Well, because Drew Bay certainly thought that was the case. I mean, he clapped his hands together, hung his head, and if it wasn't for the timeout, they would have had to have called a false start because he kept moving around. So interesting for sure. Drew Bay certainly thought it was a false start. The fans over here on the Desert Hill side certainly thought that. Regardless, we still have an opportunity at 4th and short here for the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs.
So, new life. And we'll see what Coach Tate decides to drop. And they got to get it down to about inside the 28, just almost the 27.5. They'll run it, and they'll get it. Nice run by Creed Leonard off right tackle. Needed a long 2.5, not quite 3, and got about 5.
Well, we get a great look at it here, courtesy of CEC TV. It is Leonard who is at his best when he's able to kind of excel, put that foot behind him, and really take off. And he had exactly that, enough to pick up the first down, and the Mustangs are moving. Slowly but surely.
New set of downs. Two receivers to the top, wide side of the field. The ball's on the right hash. Mustangs wearing the blue with the white jerseys, blue numbers, blue helmets. Quick pass is caught, and then dropping immediately. Coming in, Jacob Wilkins makes the stop after about a 3-yard pickup.
That was a quick little pass out to Richie. And when you look at Chase Hansen this year, ever since he's gone back to the quarterback position, this is his 3rd game. His first start, the Mustangs put up 7. His second start against Dixie, they put up 15. His 3rd start against Snow Canyon, they put up 24. Now, 24 is the 2nd best offensive output from this Mustang squad. Tonight, they're hoping to make it above 24 as that offense continues to grow with semi-new quarterback Chase Hansen.
6:25. We're halfway through the first quarter. Still no score. Crimson, after the fumble recovery, after the punt, knocking on the Team D Auto Sales red zone. RPO pass here, and it is going to be caught in traffic. Turnbow, I think, was trying to challenge. Wilkins was there as well, but it's going to be a gain down to the 20-yard line. And a nice little hitch route. The timing was there. Was that Rockhill or Drew Bay? I didn't see who made that catch. It was Trey Rockhill.
Yeah, it was definitely contended very, very well from Turnbow. Just a really solid snag. And believe it or not, for everything that happened in that play, only picked up a couple yards.
Little light breeze. What there is blowing here at Desert Hills High School is kind of in the Mustangs' face, a little bit across, but more, coming out of that southwest end zone. Shotgun formation, man in motion is Gunner Orr. 2 backs adjacent, Hansen. They'll hand it off and lose yardage. And that play never had a chance. They'll lose a yard. Nowhere to go there for Creed Leonard.
Now, I'll tell you what, regardless if Leonard would have took that or Hansen would have kept it on that play-action draw, both of them were stopped. Fantastic penetration from the Thunder squad, getting in the backfield and bringing down the ball carrier. We know with guys like Buckway and Stokes that this Thunder team is very capable of being disruptive. And right there, it brings up 4th down. Crimson Cliffs, they're going to go for it here. So far, they've got you playing their game a little slower pace. I apologize. Hansen came back out. It's to hold the football. Field goal attempt on the way from the Mustangs.
So they'll kick a 38-yard field goal. Snap is good. Spot is down. Kick is away. Looks long enough, and it looks wide. And no good. A little to the right, maybe, the near side. And so can't take advantage and grab some points off turnovers, and we'll take a quick break. No score. Thunder will get the ball back right after this timeout on ESPN CEC TV.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much, except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover more.
Well, they didn't give us a change of possession full time out there, so apologize. Missed that first play. That was a quick pass from Noah Fuatalolo out to Turnbow, who gained exactly 10 yards in a Fabulous Freddy's.
1st down.
Nice play there for the sophomore quarterback. High percentage play to get him going. Now put Lusk in motion, make it twins to the top of your screen. Right to left on your dial. The Thunder working. Pocket collapses, looking to throw, and he goes down. Sacked. Mustangs get to him right at the 30-yard line, right at the line of scrimmage. I don't actually know if that'll go down as no gain. Maybe not quite a sack, but still a good play defensively.
Yeah, for Crimson Cliffs, that's a really good sign as we see Marley get into the backfield and bring down Fooey. The first Mustang to get back there was 25 and create a little. That was Lou who created a little bit of separation. Then Marley cleaned it up.
Yeah, 41, McAfee in there too, as they'll give it to Ford. Ethan Ford is back, and he's got 4 carries on the season after getting hurt in week 1, and he'll pick up 2 yards. And those are the first, his first 4 rushes, there was no sledding, and he fumbled.
Yeah, and last week it was a tough one out there for Ethan because 5 carries, 3 yards, was never really able to get going, and he's hoping to change that tonight.
He's a quick back. Not very big, but he can fly. Fuatalolo got time to throw. Flushed out of the pocket now. He's going to throw back across his body, and it's incomplete. Looking for his intended receiver over the middle, the tight end, Brighton Bingham. The senior tight end was kind of double teamed there, tried to break back to the outside, but they couldn't find the mark.
And right there, Fooey had time. He just kind of looked to his left, looked to his right. More so than anything, it was just great coverage from the secondary Crimson Cliffs. When they played Pineview and held the Panthers to 21, they basically said you can have anything 3 yards in front of you. We're going to cover everything else downfield. That's kind of what we're seeing early on here.
So Canyon has taken a 7-0 early lead over Cedar. That game over on 94.9 FM. And now the kick by Hunter Bentley, and it's about 3 feet off the ground, but actually rolled a long ways, fielded at the inside the 30 by the Mustangs, and returned to about the 35-yard line. So just a 5-yard return.
So we got a couple first downs between both of these offenses, but still not a whole lot of movement. 0-0 in this one.
I like that play by Jalen Walker. It started as slow. He knew he could field it, and he saved probably with the 5-yard return. It probably would have rolled another maybe 3 or 4 yards. So, helping preserve every little bit of field position here for the Mustangs. Mustangs went 3 and out, recovered a fumble on a punt, missed a field goal. And they have outsnapped Desert Hills 2-1 right now, over 2-1. Here's the toss outside, and it's going to be strung out pretty well. And Drew Bay gets that carry for a couple yard gain. I think we'll give them 3 here. It'll be 2nd down and 7.
Yeah, once again, Drew Bay, that change of pace back, he's the one who's able to bounce it to the outside, while Leonard's more of a in-between the tackle and guard type of runner. And for Easton, that was nearly a scary pitch as we get a great look at it here for our TV audience. He kind of snagged that with his right hand and tucked that in. Great hands. And Mustangs lucky not to have a fumble there.
Jacob Wilkins runs him out of bounds. 2nd down, 2 by 2. 4 receivers are going to go to a quick pass. It's caught outside, and it'll be a pickup of about 4, almost 5, and they're going to give him all the way out to about the 43-yard line, and it's going to be 3rd down and 2.
Handsome with a couple of consecutive completions now for this Mustang squad, and that's exactly why they brought him in. Not to say, hey, this is a guy who can throw 40-yard bombs, but he can give us consistency, and he can make those quick little out passes as he does so there.
Yeah, a nice catch by Davin Adams, his first catch of the night. Orr and Adams have gotten most of the targets. Adams with the first catch of the night for him. Thunder showing blitz. Zone read, they give it. I think it's Drew Bay, and Drew Bay's going to get tackled for a loss. Nunley comes up, and, they do that a lot. They send their middle backer quite often, and it paid off in that situation.
Cy Nunley, so tough. He's one of Region 9's players who you can always expect to find around the football, often in the backfield. He gets there first. Turnbow helps him clean it up, and now the Mustangs will punt it away.
So punt it from punter will be standing inside his own 30 and calling for the snap. Has it, and the kick is away, and a high kick and returnable from the 25 by Turnbow. Turnbow is going to take it out to the 31, and there's a flag down on the play.
Yeah, it's going to take place right around the 40. Lusk was involved there with the Crimson Cliffs defender. I didn't see the play that actually brought the flag, but I did see Lusk laying on top of him. Didn't really make any effort to get up, so wouldn't be surprised if we have a holding call him here.
Officials
on the return team
will confer, and we'll wait for the official call here. 56 seconds left on the Nets on Fire clock. They got their jamboree coming. Go check out all the details, netsonfire.com. They got their Winter Classic basketball tournament coming as well. It's going to be against the Thunder. All the details, training package available, netsonfire.org. I was actually at Nets on Fire this morning. They had a little senior basketball tournament going with about 10 teams playing.
They teach you anything?
Yeah, I'm out of shape. Those old guys put me in the dirt. Out of the gun. Fooey puts Turnbow in motion. Scissor action. They give it to Ford. Ford dodging and weaving for a couple, maybe 2. Where do you end up? Maybe just 1 there. He's like a pinball in among the trees.
And he is going to be, especially in the playoffs, such a pivotal part for this Thunder team. He's so quick, he's elusive, and right now he's just trying to find rhythm. Injuries have kind of derailed him from doing so. On the season alone, he's got 24 carries, 68 yards, and we know he's capable of much more than that.
Futalolo is going to throw the screen to Ford. It's caught, and he is dropped. Immediately dropped. Great anticipation. Jackson Griffiths, second leading tackler on this Mustang team, read it all the way.
That's probably going to take us to the end of the first, but I love Griffiths. He's one of the leading tacklers for this Mustang squad, and that's his 35th tackle on the season.
We'll take the timeout. If they don't get it off here, which they won't, into the first quarter, no score. We thought it might be a defensive game. It has. Stay with us on CEC TV, 97.7 ESPN. Second quarter coming up. 3rd and 10 for the Thunder after this message from our great local partners.
All right, Lawrence, bring it in.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to pancake McKeever.
Okay.
You go to the right hard.
Go to the right.
Full speed.
Yes, full speed.
Don't go full speed in rehearsal.
Yes.
Our ratings are never going to go up.
Okay, let's put these little babies to bed.
Ready? Break. Hey, Brent, when we're done, you can go back to playing Pokemon with those nerds you hang out with at Snow Canyon.
Ha ha ha, ha ha. Ready. Down. Hot, hot.
Welcome back. Sullivan Homes builds homes in our community just right for you and your family. Just right floor plans, just right locations, just right the way you want it. Hopefully you only build your dream home once, so you want it just right. Sullivan Homes, look them up, see their work. Devin Dixon, Rustin Burnside, and some chances there. I mean, Crimson got the field goal attempt and got into the red zone, but no score right now between these two crosstown rivals.
Yeah, no score and a third down coming up for the Thunder. Neither team moving the football very effectively. Both squads trying to get their running backs going, Leonard and Drew Bay, and then Ford on the Desert Hill side. Big third down coming up for Fui and company.
Fuatololo going to throw. Looking over the middle, and checks off. Now he's coming to the near side, and it's high and incomplete. Trying to find Crandall, I think, on a kind of a dig route. And Crandall comes up a little bit limping, and it'll be fourth down, and the Thunder are going to have to punt the football.
Yeah, just a little high. He had time, had the right look. And it was well covered there as well by Jalen Walker, the senior defensive back. But when you look at Crandall this year, he's a big part of what Desert Hills does. He's been in the end zone six times. He leads all Desert Hills receivers in touchdowns and receptions. He's kind of Fui's go-to guy right there, just a little above his head. Another punt coming up. So far, this has been the game of punts, 11:55 here in the second. A little bit of pressure there. He's going to get it away, and it's going to be returned by Walker. He'll let it bounce. It's going to roll all the way to about the 35-yard line of Crimson Cliffs, and that's where the Mustangs will set up shop here with Chase Hansen. And for Crimson Cliffs right now, it's they've definitely tried to get the run game going. They've sprinkled in a heavy dosage of quick little slant passes, about 5-yard gains, and I think they're content to do so until something opens up. They have a lot of confidence in their defense right now, and they're going to give their offense a little bit of time to get comfortable here.
So here is Chase Hansen out of the gun. Again, 2-by-2, they'll go empty. Drew Bay goes out to the right flat, and now Hansen's going to tuck, run, and got back to the original line of scrimmage. Maybe give him a little bit of positive yardage there, but not much.
You know, surprisingly enough, Double D, Chase Hansen played receiver for the first half of the season. He actually hasn't got outside the pocket a whole awful lot. As a quarterback, he likes to stay back there, find a little bit of time, and find his man. And right here we see one of those draw plays. He doesn't do that very much. He's capable of it, though, and something that you definitely have to watch out for. Desert Hills covered it well.
So second down, we'll call it 10. Man in motion. Hansen steady, splits comes. And it's a quick pass. It's caught by Orr and tackled by Wilkins down low, but a gain of about 7, and it'll be third down and 3.
You know, and for Gunnar Orr, I don't have the exact statistics on that. I believe that's his second snag of the game, second or third. And for Gunnar, the Mustangs are trying to establish a number 1 receiver, whether that's Orr, whether that's Adams, whether that's Rockhill, regardless of who it is. They've looked his way most often tonight, and more often than not, he's came up with the football and created yards in a game where yards are hard to come by. So that's kind of our Sports Clip Star Watch. We were kind of keeping an eye on all of these receivers for the Mustangs to see who rose to the occasion tonight.
So third and short, Hansen's going to throw, quick pass, and it's caught. Beautiful catch in the flat, right near the chains by Drew Bay. Actually, check that, that's number 83, that's Messenger, Luke Messenger.
Yeah, that tight end right there, that's his first snag. And he does take a solid hit right there from number 9 for Desert Hills. That's Jacob Wilkins, able to hang on to the football. Forward momentum has him a first down, and the Mustangs continue to move downfield. Both of these squads, yards have been very hard to come by, so every little thing matters. And that was a big, big catch right there from Messenger.
Messenger with that was Freddie's first down reception, and then a quick handoff and nothing doing. Drew Bay is dropped, and Turnbow comes in down low. That's Austin Turnbow.
Yeah, we talk about his ability to defend. He's got 6 interceptions on the year. One thing we probably don't talk about enough is his ability as an open field tackler. There's a little bit of a one-on-one moment there. He's able to get around the ankles of Leonard, the bigger Leonard, and bring him down. He is a fantastic form tackler, and we see it right now as Crimson Cliffs is faced with a 2nd and 10.
Out of the gun, Hansen. No score, 9-11 left on our one-loss scoreboard. Second quarter action. Going to throw over the middle. Has his man. It's caught. Tight end lowers his shoulder. Gets the first down into Thunder territory down to the 41-yard line. Great job by Messenger again. Couple catches on this drive to move the chains.
Oh, we've been so focused on what receiver would step up, we didn't even consider the tight end spot. 2 grabs on this drive from Messenger, both for first downs.
Yeah, nice play there. Good hands and good patience by Hansen to wait for that play to develop.
Yeah, and so far Hansen has been under a little bit of pressure right there. His line gave him the protection he needed, and he made the right call.
So 1st and 10 for the Mustangs. No score. Out of the gun, Hansen, handoff, and it's a give to Drew Bay, and I believe he's going to get a yard, maybe a yard and a half, and that's it. Stokes with the tackle for the Thunder defensively.
Yeah, Stokes is one of those guys, one of Desert Hill's leading tacklers, leading sack getters when it comes to this Thunder defense, and right there, a perfect tackle right around the ankles of Drew Bay. This kind of seems to be a consecutive pattern right now. Crimson Cliffs attempts a run play on first down. It goes for 0 or 1 yards. And the next play, they complete a quick little slant, something in the middle for about 5-6 yards. We'll see if that's the case now, but that certainly has been the last couple plays for the Mustangs.
I mean, we played all but 750 of the first half, and no score. Can Hansen and the offense get it going? Quick pass, caught again, down inside the 35 to the 34. Thunder fighting to try to strip that ball, and nice catch in traffic.
Yeah, I would say that fits into my pattern right there. Another quick little catch for the Mustangs. And I really, this is kind of new to see for Crimson Cliffs, them relying a little bit more on their passing game. Tyler Brown did a great job under center. They're still trying to bring him along to his fullest potential. And now with Hansen in there, he kind of brings just a new level of confidence that seems to affect everybody on the field. And that's a really solid grab down there for Crimson Cliffs.
This game is flying by, Bernsey.
It is. Thunder bringing pressure. Hansen, ooh, he had to get rid of that. Desert Hills definitely brought the heat. Getting in the backfield first was Stokes. Hansen let it go quickly. Incomplete.
14-0, Snow Canyon on the road. I was asked earlier on my show about who would get off to a fast start. I thought maybe it would be Snow Canyon, but wasn't sure in that game as you see that incompletion. Good pressure there by Desert Hills.
I apologize. That was Austin Turnbow. I said Stokes. It was Turnbow who kind of forced Hansen to make that throw.
4th down, big key moment here at the Desert Hills 34. Mustangs trying to keep this drive alive. Need a long 3 here. Going to throw. Hansen stays in the pocket. Now he steps up. Now he looks to run. Now he's going to look to turn and throw, and he's sacked. He's sacked, and a flag comes in, and guess who? Cy Nunley with tackle like number 93 on the season.
Cy Nunley is fantastic. We'll go ahead and see what that flag here is in just a second, but he's so talented. He's one of the few Region 9 players who is consistently in the backfield. And for Hansen right here, trying to square back up, just never had a chance. Nunley with fantastic closing speed. There we go. Able to get his hands around the quarterback and bring him down.
And so Desert Hills offensively ready to go. As I was mentioning, Snow Canyon leading 14-0. That's the end of the first quarter. But Cedar is into the red zone, trying to get back into that game.
And the last I saw Double D, it looked like Pineview was up on Hurricane 7-0. I'm sure that score has since changed, but the Panthers with the quick lead against the Tigers.
All our updates brought to you by Hearst Ace Hardware, heart of St. George, heart of Cedar City. A variety of products, prices to please. You can always stop by for their red hot buys every month. I was at Hearst in St. George today. I had to get some straps for the Region 9 live set.
Yeah.
And Lusk going to get that carry, take it outside for the Thunder, and probably one of the most productive, if not the single most productive runs of the night for the Thunder. Pickup of nearly 6. We'll call it just shy of 6, so 2nd down and 5. Mustangs show blitz. They come. They pick it up. Fuitalolo going to go deep. Has a man behind the defense. It's caught down inside the 20. If he got a foot down, yes, he did. Big play down the sideline. to Olsen. Olsen brought it into the body, stayed in bounds, and the Thunder into the Team D out of sales red zone.
Hey, Crimson Cliffs got something going with their tight end. Now Desert Hills doing the same with theirs. And make no mistake, this was not an easy catch. Olsen almost had to contort himself and twist his arms with his head backwards to make that grab. It didn't fall in his lap. That was a tough catch to make on the sideline. Olsen comes down with it. That's our first really big play of the ballgame.
That goes for a nice pitching catch. And there's another 9-yard gain. And the Thunder are starting to get this offense going. It took a while, Burnsy, kind of like at Canyon View last week, where they were down 14-0 early and then got a late score, cut it to 14-7, and then erupted in the second half. Fuatololo with the quick screen outside to Turnbow, and Braxton Turnbow takes that down inside the 10. 2nd down and 2. Fuatololo's got Nunley in the backfield, pulls it out. Fuatololo's gonna score. It is a 9-yard touchdown run for Fui.
I was just about to say pre-snap, this is where Fui is at his most dangerous. He has multiple passing touchdowns this year. That is his 6th rushing score. He's a quarterback who likes to throw from the pocket, but is plenty capable of getting outside, especially in the red zone. Right there, he makes Crimson Cliffs pay. And finally, with 5 minutes, 30 seconds on the clock, we have broken our scoreless drought. Thunder 6, Mustangs 0, extra point pending.
So, Fui with the 9-yard touchdown run. I looked at initially, it was the sticks were at the 7. That's where they had to get the first down. It was a 9-yard high snap. Bentley kick is up and good. And it's 7-0 on the one-loss scoreboard. Your dedicated personal injury attorneys. We'll take the break. Crimson will get the ball back, try to knot this thing up. 5:30 left in the first half on CEC TV, ESPN 97.7.
Beyond the park you know exists a world you don't. A world that is greater. Greater than just one passion. Greater than just one adventure. Greater than just one moment. Come to where life is greater. Come to Greater Zion.
Because of you, I feel not alone in this world. And you let me know that it only takes one person to make you feel wanted.
Welcome back. High school football on a Wednesday night. Feels like a Friday. Fall break, so they always move these games up. That gives you a little more preparation once you see the state tournament pairings to get ready for the postseason. A lot of teams will have a bye or a home game. A couple teams might not even play next week. We know Pineview and Snow Canyon will have byes next week. And possibly Cedar, even Dixie, and maybe even the winner of this game could as well, as the kickoff is returnable by, is that Rock Hill out across the 20-25 to the 27.
Yeah, nice return there. And now for the Mustangs, Desert Hills in under 5 plays went from their own 43 and into the end zone. That was quick. The Thunder offense was struggling. Mustangs defense had them where they wanted, and just like that, they snapped the streak. For Crimson Cliffs, you got to be hopeful that they can do something similar. Now, I'm not saying they need to score in under 5 plays, but they definitely need constant progression, because it seems like the Thunder offense has a little bit more confidence now. They've kind of woken up with 5 minutes, 26 seconds here in the second.
Here goes Hansen looking to throw. Nothing left, so a tuck and run right. Finds a little crease that's shut down quickly. Nunley finished him off, and it looked like maybe Buckway got there as well early. Maybe a half tackle each.
Whether it's the quarterback, whether it's the running back, running yards have been very, very hard to come by tonight. That Desert Hills defensive line in particular is to blame for the Mustangs running woes. And Chase Hansen, he's a quick guy. He's their most successful receiver. Doesn't matter, Nunley and Buckway right there.
Four receiver set, 2x2. Thunder again showing blitz. They come, and he evades it as Hansen steps up and got what he could. Evaded the sack and got positive yardage on the play.
And he very well may have done so. The biggest thing about this play right here, as we look at Hansen with the nifty little juke, gets out of Turnbow's arm tackle, is the fact that you're in his head now. Multiple times have you gotten into the backfield, you trust your cornerbacks and the Turnbows, and really you go after the quarterback. You make him uncomfortable, try to stomp out any new flame that Chase Hansen may bring to this offense, and that's what the Thunder have done thus far. He may have avoided a tackle, picked up some yards, but he knows that Desert Hills is coming.
So big play here on 3rd down. Hansen gonna take a shot. A low ball into Rockhill. It's caught. Trey Rockhill to the 20, to the 10. Touchdown, Crimson Cliffs over the top. Are you kidding me? 70 yards to pay dirt.
That is what they needed. A big, big play. Hansen stepping up. He'd been under pressure the previous plays. Doesn't matter. Desert Hills decides to come after him, stand strong, and delivers a strike. And the best part, Rockhill with the speed. He had absolutely beat his man, streaked down the sideline for the Mustang score. And after a very slow first quarter, both these teams with big plays here in the second, and Crimson Cliffs with the potential to tie this up.
Huge, huge play over the top. Hansen and Rockhill. The Simply Wisdom Teeth extra point is up and good. Simply Wisdom Teeth, that's all they do. And it's good. We'll take the break. 7-7 on your one-loss scoreboard on your Region 9 network.
There's a rush coming.
Let's rush best 9 plays from last week in Region 9. Number 3, we go to the soccer field. Same field, different sport. Brianna Stewart bends it like Mia into the top corner pocket. Take a peek at your letters. You can send us mail at any time.
What's up with the stupid robot? His prediction percentage is lower than my dog's IQ, and my dog is dumb as a rock.
Lawrence, are you going to do anything, or are you just going to sit there? There's one thing coaches love. It's media guys telling them how good or bad their team is.
Welcome back. Devin Dixon, Rustin Burnside, 7-7, just like that. Or, Hansen over the top Rockhill. That's big. That is big when you can get that quick hitter play over the top to tie a football game. It's still 3:54 left to go in the first half, and all of a sudden the offense picking up a little bit on the last 2 drives. Both teams have scored. Returnable kickoff by Turnbow, taking it at about the 13. Turnbow's going to try the left side, cut back, and get it out across the 25 to the 26. And that's where Noah Fuatalolo will set up shop in a tie game.
Now, and you talk about how big that is. Keep in mind, Crimson Cliff's biggest play up to that point was about a 9-yard completion to the tight end, and then you unleash an absolute bomb to Rockhill. Crimson Cliffs has been searching for that receiver to step up, and Rockhill has delivered on back-to-back weeks with major plays, a kick return for a touchdown, a massive catch down the sideline as he beat his man. This is a Mustang squad who has a little bit more confidence than they did a week ago. Remember, Hansen's first week, he was hurt. They only put up 7 points as a quarterback. The next week after that, they put up 15. They put up 24 after that, and they're hoping to continue that streak with Hansen under center.
Fuatalolo going to throw. Now he's going to tuck and run quickly. He's going to take a hard hit, and he's going to lose a yard. And I think that's the first sack of the night for the Mustangs defense.
Yeah, big
Griffiths.
Play. Griffiths is there. A couple different Mustangs in the area, but Griffiths was definitely the one to get there first. And for Crimson Cliffs, this is a team who doesn't get to the quarterback often, but they're definitely dialing up their intensity tonight. 3 Mustangs around Fui.
Fui is 5 for 8 right now, but had to eat the football there. Now he's going to look to throw again. He's going to tuck and run. Flags fly, and he goes down and got back near the original line of scrimmage. But that's back-to-back plays. They've gotten pressure, and this play might be accepted, and it might be a hold on the Thunder offensive line. Head referee comes out to indicate the personal foul, face mask against the defense. Okay, didn't see that. My apologies. Just thrown in the vicinity. Usually when the white hat throws it, they're back near the quarterback when he tucks a run. And when that quarterback runs, sometimes you lock on. So I guessed wrong.
Yeah, 9 out of 10 times, that's definitely a holding call. In this particular case, ends up being a face mask. And the Mustangs defense has played well enough, despite the big play to Olsen downfield, that you can't give extra yards. And in this particular case, that's a lot of extra yards. They are now on their own 41, approaching Crimson Cliffs territory.
3:07 and ticking to go here in the first half. This first half has flown by. It's our Sullivan Homes game of the week. Man in motion, it's Lusk. They'll give it to him on the fly sweep, and Lusk is going to high step and take a shot and get driven down. And tackle made by the Mustangs, Malachi Keanohi, who he was injured in the first part of the season. He's kind of one of the veterans that played all year last year. Pretty good blocking there, but then that's once he tried to get second level, wall comes. But he still got a 4-yard gain, second down and 6. Fui, it's a man in motion. It's Bingham. He's got Ford in the backfield. He'll give it to Ford. Ford dancing away and going to be wrapped up and taken down. Tackle made by big number 63, Sagapulo. And he's about 6'2", 260, only a junior.
Ford still yet to break out, and a lot of times it's been Sagapolu who's been back there.
So a nice stop by Sagapulo, and it's going to be third down. Fui under pressure. He's going to go down. Sack comes. He's still fighting, trying to get positive yardage. He does get back to the original line of the scrimmage, so no gain on the play, but they have turned up the heat defensively. Defensive coordinator Wayne Alafapo is dialing it up.
Yeah, now it's time to send out the punt unit. This play really fell apart for Fui when he ran into his own tailback in Ford, tried to avoid the pressure first, slipped one tackle, bumps into his own guy, and it goes downhill from there. Multiple Mustangs corral him, no pun intended, and bring down the quarterback.
So fourth down from their own 46, and the Thunder will bring on Hunter Bentley, the senior. They had Kidman kicking early in the season, but he's not with the team anymore. So Bentley, who's kind of been their punter all year, has now picked up all of the kicking responsibility. And a little rugby-style left foot kick is a good little low line drive, fielded at the 11. And here comes the return out across the 40, 45, down the sideline to the 40 of Desert Hills. The kicker to beat, he cuts back between him, and he is tackled down. Jalen Walker, the DB senior 5'11 speedster, takes that return all the way deep into Desert Hills territory. And special teams have been a little bit disastrous for Desert Hills tonight. They fumbled the punt, and now they can't stay in their lanes. And look at Walker go.
And Walker was barely touched. The first time he was actually hit was at the 25-yard line, where he was brought down by Nunley. I mean, that's tough. Not only does he break off a big one, but it wasn't earned. It's not like he was out there juking players. He just had a clear path all the way deep into Thunder territory.
So big return by Walker, Jalen Walker. That was 63 yards on the return. Check our Wilkinson statistics tonight. Wilkinson's Lights, Fans, Home Decor, and more. And a nice diving catch. Did he bring it to the body? Yes, he did on that far sideline. A short pickup of maybe 5 or 6, but a positive play for this Mustangs. And that was Drew Bay, I believe, on the catch. Holmes was the first there to touch him down.
Yeah, and right now, I mean, the Mustangs have had a couple extra opportunities recovering a fumble, and that big return puts Hansen in prime position as he steps up in the pocket, rolls to his left. He's going to have room to work with. First down and a little bit more down to the 5-yard line for Chase Hansen, his biggest run of the night.
Well, and he gives you that, right? He's been running routes earlier in the season. They moved him to quarterback, a position he played last year. And when he doesn't see anything quickly, he steps up, sees that lane, and a quick decision to get a positive play. And a fabulous Freddy's first down, fueled up, wash down, save. You can join their car wash club. And we got a timeout brought to you by Intercap Lending, the Scott Gibson team. They don't master rates or fees. Great time to refi, do a cash out, or buy a new home right now. Rates have been at an all-time low this year with the pandemic, and Intercap Lending, the team you want on your side to get you financed for your dream home. And we'll keep it right here and check the scores from around the region as Snow Canyon still has a 14-0 lead. There's about 2:55 left to go in the second quarter. Here it's 7-7, and it's 21-0. Dixie is already leading up at Canyon View on the Falcons' home field. And Pineview Hurricane?
Pineview Hurricane, same situation, 21-0 in favor of the hometown Panthers.
Those are your Hearst Ace Hardware Region 9 updates. Heart of St. George and in Cedar City, a variety of products and prices that please. Check out their Red Hot Buys every month at Hearst Ace Hardware. Hansen in the backfield, Creed Leonard, sidecar to his right. Crimson from the 8. Hansen rolls to the right, looking to throw, pump fakes. Here comes Holmes, and Holmes puts the pressure on, he throws it away.
And you got to give a lot of credit right there to Desert Hills cornerback Braxton Turnbow. For Drew Bay was rolling out in front of Hansen instead of both defenders coming up to try to stop Hansen. Only one came, Turnbow stayed, and it made this pass virtually impossible for Crimson Cliffs. Great recognition, great discipline from the Desert Hills defense here in the red zone.
So they'll roll out. They actually go over to the sideline. 3 Mustangs. Play comes in. And now Hansen delivers it to everybody, and we'll set it up with twins to the left, twins to the right. They've been in that 2x2 most of the night. Leonard sidecar 2, Hansen's left. They put a man in motion, it's Gunnar Orr. And Hansen going to throw Orr's way, and it is going to be caught, but he's dropped immediately by Turnbow. Austin Turnbow kind of picked him up and dropped him quickly, and Orr is a little bit slow to get up.
That was a big, big hit right there, because Gunnar Orr, it looked like he was going to have enough room for a score, and while he was in the air, he was undercut. That's a great tackle. Didn't even give him time to land, didn't even give him time to fight for the end zone. He just ended it right then and there.
It is going to be 3rd and goal. They're going to give him that forward momentum, though. Even though he got tackled 2 yards backwards in the air, as you said, they're going to give him nearly the 1.
So this is where you bring back in a guy like Creed Leonard, right? Drew Bay's kind of been out there for a good chunk. Leonard's been used more as a passing back right now, but this is really where he thrives. 1-yard situations. We saw him plunge for a fabulous Freddy's first down in the first quarter. He's just a bigger back, has the ability to go between the tackle and guards. And for Desert Hills, this is where your defensive line, guys like Stokes and Buckway, prove absolutely pivotal.
Appreciate Intermountain Sports Medicine, of course, longtime partner with us here on our Region 9 network. They provide also the trainers around Region 9. Go see Dr. Grahams or Dr. Millward if you have any sports injuries. And, of course, you got Mark Harris, the trainer for the Desert Hills Thunder. And out there, Crimson Cliffs, Ashley Wollum, keeping our athletes on the field safe and healthy as possible. So 3rd down and goal. The bigger situation is there's 6 seconds left, so they got to throw here. They do. It's batted down. It's incomplete, but they threw it such a quick pass. It only used a second, not even a second, not even a full second, Bernsey. So 4th and goal, and now they still got 5.5, so this could be, barring a score and a PAT and a kickoff, the final meaningful play of the half.
Yeah, and I mean, I understand the pass attempt right there. Desert Hills is probably expecting to run, and if it's not for getting a hand up from Stokes and knocking that ball to the ground, I mean, that's probably a touchdown. So it was the right call for Crimson Cliffs, and now Woolley on to attempt to give the Mustangs the lead heading into half. Remember, Desert Hills will start the 3rd with the football.
They do take the kick, and it is up, and it is good. So the Mustangs do chip the 3 in and take the points. You like that right there from the 1, kicking it?
I do. It just really shows. I mean, I know a lot of people want to go for it, but yards, plays, I mean, scoring has been really hard to come by this game. Other than the big pass to Olsen, the Mustangs have held the Thunder in check. I think they're assuming that they can do that in the 3rd and 4th, and right now, any point, every point seems to matter. So you come away, you capitalize off a big return, and you walk away with points, go into halftime with the lead, which is a big confidence boost for your squad. And I know 14-7 would be ideal, but for Crimson Cliffs, a team who has struggled to score this year, you'll take those points 100%. Trust your defense. They've played well. And now you have confidence that you can get back downfield. Chase Hansen's moved the football well with this squad. The Mustangs are probably moving downfield quicker than they have all season long against a really stellar defense.
So 22-yard field goal by Woolley is good. 10-7, the lead on the 1-loss scoreboard. And 2 seconds left on the clock. And do you squib it here, Bernsey?
Yeah, might as well. I mean, they're trying to make no play whatsoever. I doubt Desert Hills would try for it, but that seems like the right call.
You got Lusk and Turnbow back deep. And the kick is the low squib. It takes a high bounce, and Turnbow's going to catch it on a hop at about the 22. He's going to ladder it to Lusk. Lusk can get a block, try to get the edge. Turns the corner, now cuts back. Face mask. That's a no call there I thought that was a face mask. I could have been mistaken. Maybe got him on the jersey. I thought maybe the half would end if there was a penalty, but no penalty, and Crimson has the 10-7 lead. We'll take a shot. Did you see a face mask here?
No, and Walker was in the face of Coach Murdoch grabbing his jersey saying, I got all jersey, Coach.
He did.
And he did.
Yep, he did. Great call by our officials. It looked way yanked that I just assumed from up top in the press box, but great shots there from our CEC TV crew. We'll bring you the Info West halftime report. When we come back, we'll give you our top 9 plays in Region 9 from the last week. We will also get you our Wilkinson stats and so much more. We'll be right back on ESPN Radio, CEC TV after this 2-minute timeout.
Get our print curve here. Oh, and there's the bottom.
Does this one have more water? Careful.
There's a rush coming.
Let's rush best 9 plays from last week in Region 9. Number 1 better be good.
One-handed grab, and Luke Wright is going to score a touchdown on one of the better grabs you'll ever see in high school football.
Lawrence, are you going to do anything, or are you just going to sit there?
This is Henry Bouchard, Cape Girardeau, Missouri. I never found a customer base more in need of fine American-made sucking power than I found up and down the Wasatch Front in the mid-1980s.
There's one thing coaches love, it's media guys telling them how good or bad their team is.
My pick for the 4A state championship this year when it comes to football is the Stansbury Stallions.
Give me a break. This isn't a contest about who can shovel the most corn silage. I like Pine View.
There is a place where the desert comes alive, where rain breaks forth from solid stone and gardens spring from blistered rock. There is a place with enough color to make a rainbow jealous, where boulders are bigger than buildings and cliffs are higher than clouds. There is a place that will straighten your step, tighten your grip, widen your eyes, and open your jaw. There is a place.
Welcome back. Desert Hills High School, Info West halftime show. And we got Tempest Line out here performing for your halftime entertainment. 10-7 game, Devin Dixon, Rustin Burnside. And we are locked in a good one here as the field goal from 22 yards gives the Mustangs a little separation. Desert Hills will get the ball to start the second half. We're getting, we got contradicting rosters. We're hearing that Rock Hill is not in 85. It's Trey Higgins. You got a Des News roster that has Rock Hill as 85. I got the roster they handed out tonight that says it's Trey Higgins. So we think that we got to correct ourselves that maybe it was Higgins that scored that long touchdown and it was not Rock Hill. So apologize for that. But regardless, good game going on, and we'll get you some stats here in just a minute. But let's take a quick look at our first half highlights. Highlights tonight brought to you by Luke Udy at American Family Insurance. And after a quick stop, punt on, and Turnbow has it fall out of his hands, recovered by the Mustangs. And that was huge because both teams kind of traded some quick 3-and-outs, but then that special teams play didn't lead to any points, though. But Chase Hansen got it going. Found Luke Messenger as tight end. Nice play here to move the chains.
Yeah, and this is really what began to open up the Mustangs' ability to pass the football, back-to-back passes to Messenger. Here you see Hansen rolling out to the right. This was a big hit from Cy Nunley, bringing him down behind the line of scrimmage. Really hard to get turned around and make that pass. On the offensive end for the Thunder, it's Fooey going deep. Eric Olson going to make a contorting grab on the sideline. This would lead to Desert Hills and really the first score of the game. Quick little out pass is going to be caught by Turnbow. He gets it down deeper inside the red zone, and this ultimately sets up Fooey for a quick little draw play. Rolls to the right, untouched into the end zone. This would make it 7-0 in favor of the Thunder.
There you go. Nice little keep by the quarterback, and then over the top to Higgins, and Higgins touchdown. Trey Higgins goes deep right there. We believe that's Higgins, and big play there for the Mustangs. And I think he might have been the guy that had the kick return last week. And here was another great kick return. Special teams were good for the Mustangs as Walker got him down after that kickoff with time running out, and then they got all the way down to the 4th down, had to settle for the field goal. But you like taking the points there for the Mustangs and the lead into the half.
It's the safe call, right? I mean, and right now here at halftime, it's easy to go with the safe call. Now, in retrospect, if this ends up being a one-possession score in Desert Hill's favor, that's when you start to question it. But as far as being safe, taking the points, going to half with the lead, you'll take that, especially for Woolley. I mean, if this game continues to be close, he missed a field goal earlier, get him back out there, get him a little bit of confidence, let him see one go through the uprights. It's the safe call as of now. It could be different at the end of the ball game, but as of right now, it makes sense, even though it was on the 1-yard line.
So at the break, that was the dance company. That was actually not the Tempest Line performing, and now they've got, I think the cheerleaders here at Desert Hills Tempest Line going to do that little joint kind of collaboration, and it's 10-7. Crimson Cliffs has the lead. Let's do this. Let's take just a quick timeout. When we come back, still to get to the top 9 plays from last week. Also gets you a complete rundown of all the stats in a 10-7 lead for the Mustangs at the break. This is the InfoWest Halftime Report on CEC TV and ESPN 97.7. 2-minute timeout. Back with the top 9 plays of the week. Don't go away.
Radio Dixie 91.3. Young the Giant, something to believe in.
John, what song do you want to hear? Next, Miss Caligras. It'll be on the SWAT team, the SWAT team. Did a fantastic situation. I should talk to you. I was going to talk to you last time.
Hey, welcome back. Halftime in our Sullivan Homes game of the week. Halftime presented by InfoWest. Devin Dixon, Rustin Burnside. This is the cheerleaders and the Tempest Line doing a little halftime celebration. Good crowd on hand tonight on a Wednesday, Burnsy. High school football. We're going to get you the scores from around the region. But right now, we'll get you stats in a minute too. But right now, let's get you the top 9 plays of the week. Andy Thompson hosting Inside the Rush, brought to you by Galleon Welker, as well as Reach Higher Athletics. And here are the top 9 plays from last week. Enjoy.
It's the ESPN 97.7 Region 9 Rush. He's Lawrence. I'm Andy. We're ready to rush best 9 plays in Region 9 this week. Number 9, Braxton Torres. He gets another pick. He's going to do a no-touchy all the way into the end zone. He's been tremendous on offense and on defense. Whoop! Skips by, gets into the end zone for the Cedar Reds. Number 8, Noah Huilatololo does a little Mahomes here, keeps the play alive, finds his guy in the back of the end zone. Touchdown, Desert Hills. That was Jordan Nunley on the catch. How about Jake Garrett going deep to Tyler Main? Fights through contact. He gets into the end zone. Canyonview was throwing the ball all over the place this year. Number 6, Braden Bunnell to his guy, Dom McKenzie, with a little whoop, toggle move. He gets to the sideline. Nobody can guard this kid. He went for over $160 against that vaunted Dixie Flyer defense. We'll have more of him later on in the show. Number 5, Bronson Barbin. Launch time. He goes up high to Shea Anderson. This kid is so fun to watch. He takes it 80 yards. Nobody can touch him. We'll see him later on the show as well. Number 4, Bunnell again. Perfect pass. This is a major league throw to the sideline to Dom McKenzie again. Tippy toe. He's in bounds. Here's Devin Dixon.
Now Barber's going to throw over the middle, and it is caught by Anderson.
Excuse me while I kiss the sky. Anderson again is all over the top 9 list. Number 2, Andy Griffin.
Now they got a run back, and it's off to the races. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10. And how about that for answering, Mike? The Mustangs needed something. No flags.
Ray Rockhill making plays for the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs. Here's Mr. Poppy.
Mikel Williams se prepara para el tiro penal. Ella lo curva arriba de los defensores y lo mete en la red. Gol! Gana Dixie!
Top plays, there you have it. We're already looking around the soccer. State playoffs are underway. Volleyball state playoffs are starting soon. Region just ended last night. Desert Hills ended up winning the Region 9 title. 1 loss is all for the Lady Thunder. And we'll have them for you next Tuesday when the rush comes out. And thanks to CEC TV, Andy Thompson doing a great job getting you the top 9 plays of the week. And we think that touchdown to Higgins might be a top play nominee. We called it Rockhill, but we believe that's Trey Higgins with that touchdown. The other touchdown we know is Noah Fuatololo. And the difference between these two teams, both have a touchdown, but late field goal, and it's 10-7, 22-yarder by Woolley. And so we've got some stats to bring you, brought to you by Wilkinson's. Wilkinson's, lights, fans, home decor, so much more. Unique place to shop at Wilkinson's. Go see something there for the house, and you're going to love it. They do a great job. Customer service is their specialty at Wilkinson's. Longtime stat sponsor here of our Region 9 radio broadcast. First for Desert Hills, trailing 10-7. Fuatololo, 5 out of 8, 42 yards. Was sacked. They did turn up the pressure on him a couple of times. Ford had 31 yards rush. 3 for 15 yards in that first half. So not a lot going on the ground. Lusk, 1 carry for 5 yards. Or excuse me, 2 carries for 5 yards. Turnbow, 2 for 17 yards. Olsen had the big play that set up that touchdown. That was that catch down the sideline for Fabulous Freddy's first down. That his lone catch went for 39 yards. Not a lot of offense, though, for the Thunder in half number 1, excuse me. And usually they come in pairs when I sneeze. We've got some stats for you for Crimson as they there's the second one. Crimson in that first half. Pretty efficient game for Chase Hansen. Goes 11 out of 15, 115 yards. Carried it 4 times for 19 yards. Leonard just 3 carries for 10 yards. Drew Bay 2 for, Higgins had 2 catches for 74 yards. And the score, and then Messenger I thought was key. Came in and had 3 catches for 19 yards. Those are your stats brought to you by Wilkinson's. We're inside our InfoWest halftime report. We'll take another timeout when we come back. We'll get you some scores around the region and talk second half adjustments and revisit our keys to the game. At the half on the one-loss scoreboard, 10-7, Crimson Cliffs leading Desert Hills on ESPN Radio, CEC TV.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey,
Why don't we go find out? Listen.
Can birds draw pictures?
I don't have an answer for that.
Dad, do stars visit their friends?
Look!
For over a century, Dixie State University has been shaping the trailblazers of tomorrow by providing a culture of active learning, active life. With a paradigm of real-world experience mixed with cutting-edge technologies and rich traditions, we provide one of the most affordable educations in the West, set against the most stunning backdrop on the planet.
Where do you find the titans of classical music in St. George? Classical music on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM. Where do you find the legends of jazz? Evenings on Radio St. George, 100.3 FM.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Our Sullivan Homes game of the week, Desert Hills High School hosting Crimson. We're at the break. It's the InfoWest halftime report. InfoWest, lightning fast, high-speed internet. They truly are the internet people. Learn more at InfoWest.com. Well, it's been an entertaining half. We had the dance company, the cheerleaders, and the Tempest line did a little combo drill. Now we got a little kick for cash going on. I think somebody just made $500 for one of the school clubs. I can't tell. Mark Musgrave down there calling it out, but now he's saying another $500. So love to see it. Love to see it. Gives us a chance to check the scores for you. This is the final night of the regular season. Snow Canyon is leading 21-0 up at Cedar City. And most of their players back in action tonight, from what we understand, at least dressing. I don't know how much, Bretton Stone is running the ball and whatnot. Don't know how much, they'll use those guys in the second half. They've been a little nicked up. They're going to get a bye next week, we think. The seniors getting a little halftime walk up there in Cedar right now, and they got some work to do to come back and try to win this game. Here it's 10-7. Crimson got a 70-yard touchdown over the top to Higgins, and then also the chip shot 22-yard field goal right before the half. And Fuatalolo, the quarterback keeper, from 9 yards out. 10-7 Mustangs over the Thunder at the break. The other game tonight, Dixie is up 21-7 right now. And Canyon View is trying to put a little drive together. We'll keep you posted on that. Falcons with the football and two-score game. Their offense is pretty good. Yeah, they've had trouble stopping people in region play since it fired up. So those are your Hearst Ace Hardware halftime scores. And I think that Dixie game is still in it's in the third quarter, or is it still in the second quarter? The other score tonight is Pineview 28-0 over Hurricane over at Pineview High School. So Pineview looks like they're going to go undefeated if that score holds up, which you got to assume it will. They've been so good all year, haven't lost a game, and Hurricane's got just one region win, and that came against Canyon View. And so those are your scores of that. Your reaction to those scores?
Honestly, all of them are pretty much expected. I did expect Snow Canyon and Cedar to be a much tougher atmosphere than it's been so far, but holding the Warriors to 21 in the first isn't the bad part. It's the fact that you've put up no points thus far for the Reds. You expect that offense to get going here relatively soon, but so far the game of the night, bar none, has been Crimson Cliffs and Desert Hills. We've been treated here, defensive fans. There's been a couple big plays here and there for for the most casual fans to enjoy and jump up and shout at. And this has been the best game by far. We kind of expected Dixie to run away from Canyon View, Pine View to run away from Hurricane, maybe get some of those younger guys. And for the Flyers, specifically for the Panthers, you could say, well, what about when they start to put in substitutes? Because you would imagine they do so. Pine View's as deep as any football team. Douglas Lung Choi, your third-string running back, he's capable of 100 yards. I mean, so I expect those scores to say that to continue to increase for the current winning teams.
And we just need one of those games to go over 25 points. And for Pineview fans, they've already done it in the first half. So the big score dessert for Pineview fans is on after the game tonight at Yogurtland. You just go over there and say, hey, I want the Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert. Great little promotion we've been doing for a couple years with Holbrook Asphalt, leaders in HA5 and asphalt preservation. I don't know if we're going to get it here. This was the one game I was worried about. 10-7 at the half. We're not quite halfway there. One of the teams needs to get us up over 25 points. But really, you can take advantage of any of the region teams go over 25 points. And Snow Canyon looks like they're going to do it. They're up 21-0. Dixie's up on Canyon View 21-0. So we're looking pretty good to get our Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert. And you can head to it's only good at the St. George Yogurtland, but their first 5 ounces, not just for you, but for your whole crew. So you got your family all at the game. You want to go out for some yogurt after the game, you can do that. Second half, we're going to be looking for our Dad's Trucking Player of the Game. We'll name one for each team tonight. Dad's Trucking, your quality service carrier. And don't forget to fuel up, grab a snack at their Ernie's 2 Sinclair stations, top of the boulevard, Hurricane, Cedar, and the original location off exit 112 in Beaver. And also inside of our broadcast tonight, we got to pick the one play, And our leading candidate for our Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker Play of the Game has to be one of the 2 touchdowns at this point, as we had that 70-yarder as Hansen hit Higgins over the top, and then Fuatololo with a great play-action fake to the running back, pulled it out, and then went untouched into the end zone from 9 yards out. But I have a feeling we haven't seen our AWP Playmaker Play of the Game.
Yeah, it wouldn't surprise me at all. And right now, I mean, we got Trace Higgins with the massive reception where he ran down the sideline. That's one of the contenders. It's been the biggest play all night technically. But both these offenses seem to open up. They seem to get a little more comfortable in that second quarter, particularly towards the end. So I'd 100% agree with you. The biggest play is yet to come. We've seen Walker with a fantastic punt return tonight. We've seen Trace Higgins with great returns tonight. Special teams has been an interesting aspect. It doesn't get looked at enough, but right now Desert Hills special teams needs to make a couple of adjustments here because they are gifting solid field position to the Mustangs. And if you're the Thunder, I mean, you already have enough confidence in your defense. No need to give them an extra 20, 25 yards.
10-7, taking a final 60-second timeout. Come back, second half kickoff. Thunder, Mustangs, stay with us.
Play Eric Amarola's Race Day Mix.
I want to eat apples and bananas. I need to eat apples and bananas. Why can't I eat apples and bananas?
Support the Feeding America nationwide network of food banks to help provide meals to those in need. Join us at feedingamerica.org.
Coming into your car stereo, coming at you on our website, coming at you on CEC TV from Desert Hills High School. Devin Dixon, Rustin Burnside. This has been the Info West halftime report. Burnsy, you're a fly on the wall. Real quick, what was the message from Coach Tate of Crimson to his guys, and the same for Coach Murdoch for Desert Hills?
You know, for Coach Tate, I think it was a lot of applause, a lot of credit, saying we need to keep this up. We're doing well, other than the deep bomb to Eric Olson. And really about the 7-9 yard run from Fui there at the end, they did a fantastic job of really containing this Thunder team. Offensively, you may want to go back to the ground game just a smidge. I know it wasn't working. You tried Leonard, you tried Drew Bay, But Crimson Cliffs does so much better when they're able to run the football with Chase Hansen, a new quarterback, bringing new life. If you establish the ground game and then work off the play action and his ability to get outside the pocket, it could open up an even new chapter for the Mustangs. And for Desert Hills, it's a similar situation. Saying be cautious, limit turnovers, limit mistakes, shore up that special teams.
Kickoff, and we are underway second half. Crimson up by 3. Thunder, Turnbow, returnable. Out across the 20, hit at the 22, breaks away, but then the wave comes and he's stacked up and driven back. I'll give him about the 23, 24, maybe even the 25. It's hard to see exactly where momentum was stopped. And here comes Noah Fuatololo and this Desert Hills offense down by 3.
For a second there, the Mustangs, multiple players kind of clamoring, saying, that's a fumble, we have the football. And as we get a look at it here, that ball did come loose.
But when was the whistle blown?
That's what's hard to tell.
Because the momentum had been piled up, but you're right, that ball came up before he hit the ground. No question.
I think momentum had been well stopped, and I think that's what the referees were saying. I believe you're right there, Double D.
Yeah, they gave him the forward momentum, clear out to the 25, and first down. Fuatololo going to keep it, run behind a lot of good blocking. He's going to turn it up near the sidelines, takes a big shot there at the end of the run from Ganohi. And about a 10-yard gain should be enough for Fabulous Freddy's first down.
And we talked about Lincoln Holmes earlier on the defensive side, filling in for a couple injuries. He was just there in the running back position. He was actually the one paving the way for Fui to get outside. He comes to the sideline now, but throwing a couple good blocks there. It doesn't matter. It looks like it's coming back.
I've watched Holmes coming up through, and he's been a great running back, mainly a middle linebacker. And, you know, looked like a little miscommunication. Looked like Fuatololo was trying to actually give it to him, but then just followed him, and you're right, kind of set the edge. And a positive play, all for naught, though, on the holding penalty. And a wipe away that run for Fuatololo.
Does give you maybe a new look offensively as Holmes took on 2 blockers there to create some room.
Lincoln Holmes' older brother, Peyton Holmes, star of the basketball team. They got a good team. They had a run last year. We'll see what they can do with the fall-winter sports season fast approaching. Quick pass, caught, Olsen. And he'll take it to the 25.
Yeah,
got a big chunk back there, Bernsey.
They did, a solid chunk, and we get to see him quick turn to the right, knows he was going exactly to Crandall. Crandall makes that grab at the 20, ends up getting up to about the 25, 26. And that ball seemed like it took quite a ways to get to Crandall. It was well executed, well set up. And right now they're just trying to pick it back up piece by piece, second down and about 9.
Nice game brought to you by Intermountain Sports Medicine. And out of the gun for Fuatololo, man in motion. And it's Bingham, and he gives it. And it's going to be a handoff to, is that Levitt? And Levitt's going to pick his way out near the 30. And that's Ashby, I think, actually. That's number 3, Ashby. He's back. He's been hurt. But Connor Ashby back healthy, running the first time for the Thunder tonight. First give to him.
And believe it or not, that's his first carry. He is Desert Hills' leading tailback when it comes to yardage, 223 yards on the year and 2 scores, and his first carry here in the third quarter. And we've seen a couple different guys in now instead of 4, trying to get that run game going.
Yeah, there's one thing. They've had about 16, 17 different players carry the ball this year due to injuries and things of that nature. And now it's some movement. It looked like Crimson jumped, and that's costly. Is that going to be enough for the first down? Yeah, that's a 5-yard, and that's a penalty that gives them a free set of downs. And in a close game, kind of a crucial mistake. Now, Desert Hill's still only at their 35, but if they go on to score this, you don't pick up 5 there, you're punting the football.
And I think that's Crimson Cliff's defense first penalty of the game. They've been pretty well disciplined up to this point.
Draw play to Ashby, and Ashby's going to turn it up, running north and south as he kind of works his way to the sideline. And he'll pick up about 6 yards. Another productive run play for the Thunder offense.
Yeah, and for Ashby right now for the Thunder, this is big. You go from about 1 to 2 yards per touch to maybe 4, 5, 6 now with Connor Ashby. It just gives a new burst here for this offense, and they're hoping to ride that further down the field.
Jackson Griffiths makes the stop for the Mustangs. Second down and 4. Handoff again to Ashby. Ashby, not as much, but he did slither through the tiniest of holes, and it's going to be 3rd and inches. maybe third and half a yard or so here.
Yeah, very, very manageable situation, and this is where the Thunder can be dangerous. You can give it to Ford, you can give it to Ashby, or you can let Fui work his magic from the quarterback position with a quick little run out like we did when he scored.
And they do run the quarterback keep, and he's going to get not only the yard he needed, but about 4 more in a 5-yard gain.
Interesting scenario there. Normally you see the quarterback plunge forward, disappear, and everything stops, and you wonder if he got the first. Right here, Noah plows forward, and where he should have been stopped, ends up going for about 2-3 more yards before he's brought to the turf.
Huiatalolo there, 6'3", about 205, just a sophomore. Now they go Ashby, just a couple yards behind Fui, who's out of the gun, trips to the near side. They're going to look to the single receiver side. Now they're going to go to the strip side. Still a lot of time, but he's going to flush out and short pass complete, but only about a 3-yard pickup to Olsen, the tight end.
Yeah, Ponasua was enclosing on Fui right there. He just dumps it off. Olsen makes the grab. Safe play. No reason to force anything downfield. And you like that so far. Fui hasn't forced anything, hasn't made any type of mistake. And in a game where points have been hard to come by, turnovers can be a backbreaker. Special teams and turnovers in particular. So you're perfectly okay with that quick little 3-yard pass.
Haven't got Lusk or Turnbow really involved in the offense yet tonight. And a straight give, run play for a yard. It's going to be 3rd down and a long 4.
Yeah, we get a look at it here. That closed real quickly. Mustangs all around it. Looked like Sagapolu was there and possibly, if I'm not mistaken, Lou.
2 names you call quite a bit when you're doing a Crimson Cliffs game. It's good defense. Been stingy tonight, giving up just the 7 points. 1 takeaway. Almost got another one a few moments ago, but the building momentum stopped, and now incomplete. Trying to go outside to Crandall. And it'll be 4th down from the Crimson 44. There is a flag down.
I don't see a flag. I hear fans clamoring for a flag as Walker was kind of draped over Crandall. We get a good look at it there. Just a little bit of contact. Refs decide to let it go, and now it's 4th down for the Thunder.
And the Thunder are going to roll the dice here. Going to go and leave the offense on. They got Lusk in the slot to one side. Crandall single receiver to the near side, and now timeout taken. And the Thunder are going to talk things over here. You're kind of in no man's land. It's our Intercap Lending timeout brought to you by the Scott Gibson team. Scott Gibson, Intercap Lending. Great rates, low interest rates. They can help you finance your dream home. Give them a call or shoot them a text today. Get a free quote, 619-8080. That's 435-619-8080. This is the 12th play of the drive, but this is probably the most crucial play of the drive, Burnsy, is we'll keep it right here and talk about this conversation going right now for Coach Wayne Alafopo defensively. Does he want to turn up some pressure and send a little run blitz? Try to get some pressure on Fuatalola, make him make a quick decision?
Yeah, we saw that earlier in the second where he did exactly that, Double D, and it ended up working. The tough part is where it's 4th and only a handful of yards to go. Fui is so capable of stepping up and running forward for the first down. If you're going to go, you got to be sure you're not going to miss.
We'll see what happens here. I don't think I would change my mind here. I still think in a tight game, you run your best play, right? What are you the most confident in that you can pick up 4 yards? That doesn't have to be some trickeration play. It could be just some kind of an RPO play. And we'll see what Coach Murdoch decides to draw up here. He's the head coach and also the offensive coordinator. They'll put Fui under center. 2 receiver look, and they're going to run it to Nunley, and they blow the play dead. And a timeout taken by the Mustangs. Coach Wayne wants to talk things over when he saw like a full house backfield, and Nunley was going to get that run.
Yeah, Cy Nunley, that would have been his first carry if the play had not been blown dead. And last week alone, he had 8 carries, 63 yards, and caught a touchdown out of the backfield. It's interesting when you watch a Desert Hills game, the running backs almost change by a quarter. Just as they try new looks, try new things, and Nunley was going to be that guy who was going to try to power forward for a first down. Someone you have to keep your eye on. But that timeout, the play was too early in development to tell if that actually would have worked, but you like the look from the Thunder. It obviously concerned Crimson Cliffs enough to blow that timeout.
So now we reset again. Both teams have burnt a very useful timeout, but you kind of feel like this is a key moment in the game.
It is. And the Thunder, this is their first possession. They've only put up 7 points. They're barely creeping into Crimson Cliff's territory. A first down here could end up resulting in a Thunder lead, where a big stop might give the Mustangs all the momentum they need.
High school play-by-play action here in the third quarter, brought to you by Luke Udy. Udy can help you with your home, auto, life insurance. Luke Udy, American Family Insurance. He knows shopping for insurance isn't as fun as watching or listening to your favorite team win until you save a ton of money. Call Luke Udy today, 251-9102. 2 locations in southern Utah. Fourth down, here we go. Thunder stay in that same formation. They're going to throw, though. Fuatulolo's got time. Now he's dancing, looks, fires, and it short hops his receiver, incomplete. Was looking for Buckway and couldn't get enough oomph on that, and it's a turnover on downs, and Crimson will take over. Big stand for the defense.
You mentioned a momentum swinger. This is certainly one. Mustangs will get the ball for the first time this quarter. Buckway was open.
Just didn't throw it hard enough.
No.
Just kind of soft tossed it there instead of putting a little zip. He did have a guy being blocked kind of into him. But I think he had room to fire a little bit more velocity on that.
And I think he left his feet. And when you leave your feet, it's a little harder. You underestimate how much arm power you actually need in the air. That could have been a pivotal part of it as well.
Hanson, handoff, Leonard. And Leonard will get a yard to the 45. Crimson's taking over at their own 44, and it'll be second down and 9. Still 21-0 as we check our Hearst Ace Hardware scoreboard. Cedar is trailing Snow Canyon at home. Dixie is still leading 28-7, and that game is just at the half. Here it's 10-7. Of course, we want some games to go over 25 points, so everybody can get the Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert, thanks to Holbrook Asphalt, after the game tonight at the St. George Yogurtland. First 5 ounces free, and Pineview's already done it.
And Dixie now as well. They're up 28-7.
Yeah, it's on. And Hanson going to throw. Now he's going to tuck it and take the sack. The ball loose, but I think they're going to rule him down. Thunder coach is over on the near sideline pointing our ball, but I think they blew that dead. Looked like the motion was going forward here. Let's take a look at our replay tonight, brought to you by Sky Mountain Golf Course. Yeah, he's down.
And it looked like the first
Tangren.
Thunder player to get there was Kavaka, and the reality of it is cleaning it up was, like you mentioned, Tangren, and that was big because Hanson was around the ankles, still could have let that ball go, but Tangren closing in really prevented him from getting rid of it, ended up in a sack.
So here is a third down and nearly 14 for the Mustangs after they just got the turnover on downs. Hanson going to go up top, throw the slant, pops out, incomplete. Oh, it was cradling in there, and as he tried to secure it, it kind of popped out to no man's land and falls harmlessly to the turf.
Yeah, it's tough. Davin Adams, that was the third time he's been targeted, only has 1 catch this game. They went his way, and honestly, even if he would have secured this football, multiple Thunder players were around the vicinity. You had Wilkins, you had Turnbow. I don't know if it would have been enough for a first. And so now the Thunder, after seemingly losing that momentum on a turnover on downs, get it right back courtesy of their defense. Defense helps offense. Now hopefully the offense can help the defense.
Lou back to kick. Standing in his own 25. Good snap, good kick. It's away high. And coming down and returnable, but then tackled immediately at the 25-yard line. And that's where Desert Hills will take over. That was Turnbow there. Austin Turnbow, where's number 2? Braxton Turnbow, where's number 1? Braxton's the senior that was hurt early in the season, missed the first 4 weeks of the season, got hurt in the first half of the first game. Austin's the junior. He'll be back next year.
And yeah, I got to give credit on that play, Double D, to Isaac Golder. He was the first one there to meet Turnbow, hit him, and then held on to his jersey. We saw in our replay here, thanks to CEC TV, that thing stretch out. It was a solid effort. And Crimson Cliff special teams.
It's been great all night.
It's been great. We talk about their defense and how that's the defining moment of their team. They take a lot of pride in that special teams area, which is something that fans, analysis, even teams sometimes forget how pivotal it is. And so far tonight, Crimson Cliffs has been excellent in that mark, and it's really helped them maintain this 10-7 lead.
10-7 on the one-loss scoreboard. They're your dedicated personal injury attorneys. You want a free chat with a dedicated attorney? Just download their app, go to onelaw.com, or call 634-1LAW. We got 6:09 left third quarter. Nobody scored in the second half. Mustangs up by a field goal, but the Thunder showed signs of putting a little drive together. I think, what was it, a 13-play drive before they had to turn it over on downs in Mustang territory. And now waiting for the officials to restart play here. What's the conference going on here?
I'm not sure.
I don't see anybody hurt.
No, Griffiths is on the Crimson Cliff sideline getting some further instruction, but other than that,
nobody burned a timeout. Nobody, at least the White had never. There was some kind of conversation going on with the side judge. Maybe he had a little malfunction, or they're waiting for the right football. Now they're going to bring the right football in and swap it out. That makes sense.
They have a Tom Brady football there?
I don't know. A little less air in it. So Fuatololo out of the gun. You got Ashby in the backfield, drop play. It worked earlier for about a 7 or 8 yard gain. This time it goes absolutely nowhere. 1, 2, 3 different players in there, including Jason Panasua, the middle linebacker.
We talk about adapting. Crimson Cliffs is a perfect example of adapting during a ball game. Ashby comes out in the third quarter. He's a new back, gives him new looks. He's picking up yards, and right there they stuff him.
Throw play, taking a shot, one-on-one, and it is incomplete. This is the same play. They got a nice big gain, the longest play of the night offensively for the Thunder. They're trying to hit Olsen on one-on-one. He's about 6'3", but that time the throw wasn't on line.
Yeah, he had Jackson cleverly in coverage there all over the back of Olsen. And not enough for pass interference, but definitely enough to get him thinking about that.
First half flew by so quickly. The third quarter feels more like it's pacing, like a normal Region 9 football game. Starting to see, you know, at the half, Fuatololo was only 5 of 8, 42 yards, but it was actually Hansen that had thrown more passes, as he had doubled up and thrown twice as many passes as Desert Hills, which is interesting. I like the change in scheme because Desert Hills probably thinking we're going to see Crimson come in, try to ground and pound, run the game, run the clock, possess the football, and they came out with that quick passing game. Sometimes that short, quick passing game is just an extension of the run.
Yeah. No, you're very right. And one thing the Thunder did well on the last possession as Crimson Cliffs tried that short passing game is they brought some heat. Hansen wasn't comfortable back there. We ended up sacked that one time, took a pretty good hit, and here we go. We're back out on the field.
Yeah, by the way, Hansen threw 15 passes, not quite doubling up, 11 of 15 for 115 yards in the first half, including that 70-yard bomb to Higgins. Quick screen, caught, and the Thunder get it out across the 30. And Joshua Crandall reels in that catch on the sideline before he is driven out of bounds.
Other than Olsen with that big grab, as we look at Crandall here, picks up a block, able to pick up a couple more yards thanks to Turnbow throwing that block. But other than Olsen on the sideline and then Trace Higgins with his big play, yards have been
at a premium.
Yeah, few and
hard
far
to come
between.
by.
Absolutely.
Now it's going to be fourth here, and the punt unit on for the Thunder. You know, you like that play design, but just couldn't spring it for the big yardage you needed. You complete the pass, and now they're short a player. And Desert Hills racing Meredith out onto the field. And now they're set to kick it. And they fake it. And then they run it right up the middle to Nunley, and Nunley is going to push across the 35, and that's going to be about a 5-yard gain on 4th and 4, and that is a fake punt that works for Desert Hills.
And when we talk about yards being hard to come by, that was hard for Cy Nunley. He had to put in an extra effort to get that first down, and that's the type of guy you love to have on your team. He shows his toughness defensively, and right there, just plowing through a couple Mustangs. He goes through Golder, looks like he goes through Griffiths. Couple Mustangs on the turf and just a big first down.
Huge play. When you got just 2 wins, you're jockeying for just an RPI ranking, rivalry game. Why not?
Yeah.
Why not? You're in your own territory, kind of the element of surprise, and it works for Coach Mark Murdoch and the Thunder on the fake punt. Now a new set of downs, hand off to Nunley. And Nunley's going to take it out across the 40 to about the 43. That's almost a 5-yard gain on first down.
That is officially Cy Nunley's first carry. The one time that he did attempt ended up being called for a false start.
The punt doesn't count as a rush? Just back-to-back
I guess it
carries.
technically does.
Yeah, back-to-back carries.
It's the first handoff from the quarterback. Let's go with that.
That didn't get blown dead. Yep. Now they go outside to Nunley. Nunley's going to cut and slither forward near the sticks, just shy it looks like. It'll be 3rd and 1. He's more your power back, but that time they tried to get him wide. He's just a football player.
Yeah, 100%. Defense, offense, doesn't matter. Give him the ball.
And they have it right at the 47, Bernsey. And now they're going to move it back and say they're short. They just moved the ball back. They said measure. Fans were saying measure it. It's a first down, and it was on the 47. Now they move it back and say no, 3rd and inches.
It's not a first down. That's what the ref says.
And there's the sneak again to Fuatololo, and Noah is going to push forward, and they only needed a little bit and got another 3. What a weapon that is to have, a 6'3", 205 quarterback that you can run that quarterback keeper with.
It's almost a guarantee every time for Fui. He's just so strong. When you have a solid center and a great right guard like Desert Hills does, it just makes it easy pickings right there. I didn't think the Thunder were too concerned about the referee moving that ball back a little bit. They felt like they were going to get that regardless, I'm sure.
Snow Canyon still continues to lead up at Cedar 28-0. Dixie continuing to lead, and Pineview's all over Hurricane. This is the closest game in Region 9 right now. 3-point lead for Crimson Cliffs. Fuatololo trying to change that, taking a shot. One-on-one behind the defense, under through Turnbow. Turnbow trying to adjust. Flag comes out. Ball is incomplete. And Walker was in coverage. I think Walker was in great coverage, but because the pass was underthrown, Turnbow waited for it. He ran right into Turnbow.
Yeah, if Walker could have stopped on a dime and put his hands up, that's great coverage. But in reality, he saw Turnbow jump and ran right through him for a pass interference call. And we'll get a great look at it here. And Fui had time, airs it out, and we see it underthrown. Turnbow has to come back a smidge, and Walker just runs right into him. It's just hard to stop when you're going at that speed.
So they'll mark off the penalty inside the 35. 1st and 10 for Desert Hills. Another Fabulous Freddy's first down. This one on the PI call on the Mustang defense. After the fake punt, Thunder trying to capitalize. Play action fake. No, they gave it to Kavaka, and he is bottled up. That play went nowhere.
Now Kavaka with the carry. That's what, the 5th, 6th Desert Hills Thunder player to get a touch out of the backfield, and that's just a great tackle right there.
Yeah, at least. I mean, Kavaka, Ashby, Fuatololo, they've given the jet sweep to Lust. They ran Nunley. They ran Ford. I mean, they've just been running a lot of different backs in this game.
And this is the furthest this quarter that Desert Hills has been down here on Crimson Cliff's about 36-yard line. So this is the deepest they've gone this half.
And 5 first downs, but no points to show for it here in the second half for this Thunder offense. Fuatololo going to throw outside and probably just throwing it away to fight another down. Nobody was home on that pass.
Thunder nearing familiar territory. Remember last drive they got to about this point, a little further back, ended up turning it over on downs. It's where their offense stalled last time, trying to break that streak right here on the 3rd down.
Fui just had that out route sail on him. It just came out of the hand funny and just sailed. Austin and Braxton Turnbow in offensively here. So is Bingham. Go trips to the near sideline. Ashby is in the backfield to the right of Fui. And Ashby's going to go motion, try to sell it, and they're going to call a false start on Desert Hills. Ashby started to go early, then tried to go in motion. Couldn't sell it to the official. Too much of a pause there, I think.
You definitely see him teeter-totter there for a second, then tries to sell the motion, which interestingly enough, that was a similar situation with Drew Bay in the first quarter, but this
Drew
one
Bay
gets
just
called.
Kept moving.
Yeah.
He went early, no question, and that'll back him up. 3rd down and about 16. Fuatololo looking to throw, steps up in the pocket, rolls a little to the right, sets his feet, throws outside, and it's incomplete. Trying to fire it in there to Turnbow. And Braxton Turnbow couldn't climb the ladder and make that catch. 4th down, and you're still not in field goal range here. And this, this Crimson defense, once they get in their own territory, they bend just a little bit, but they get stingy, Bernsey.
Yeah. Well, and we saw Ashby was picking up yards earlier. We saw Nunley getting some yards. But once you pass that 50, it's a different Mustang defense. And that's why the big plays have been so critical. The pass to Olsen really opened it up for the Thunder. If it wasn't for that, I mean, you would wonder what Desert Hills would have on the scoreboard right now.
I almost think you might go to a trick play here. You might go to like a double pass.
Yeah, might as well.
Now just straight drop foot to Lolo. He's going to take a shot into the end zone. One-on-one coverage to the outside, and it's batted away. Coming over, safety deflected it, and it'll be a turnover on downs. Jumping up to deflect that was number 22, Corbin Cuff.
And here's the thing. From this angle, it's kind of hard to tell if he might have been in position for the interception. Thanks to CEC TV, I can kind of check that out right here. But that's a smart play. You could go for the interception, right? You could go for a big play, but why risk it?
I think he could have caught that.
Yeah, and now
you're right.
And the Mustangs are in better position because of it.
Great observation. 1:36 left, Nets on fire clock. Check out all the training packages for kids in Southern Utah. And watch out for the new roller skating rink coming this fall to the Be More Sports Complex at Nets on Fire. Run right up the middle, and a good one for the Mustangs. You're going to get about 8 on first down. It'll be 2nd down and 2.
And with Leonard and Drew Bay, believe it or not, the Mustangs' biggest success running the football in this game has been Chase Hansen. Kind of just has that quick ability, that shiftiness to kind of get in and out of tacklers, picking up a solid gain there for the Mustangs.
Snow Canyon is into the red zone again, leading Cedar 28-0. I thought that Cedar would give them a little bit better game, but that one's about 2 minutes, 30 seconds left in the third quarter. And Snow Canyon inside the 5 right now. We'll keep you posted. Short run up the middle, just trying to move the chains, get the first down, and they do to midfield, right at midfield. And it's just going to be shy. Got to get it just over the 49 for a first down. So Leonard can't get much, just a yard there. Nunley again on the stop.
Yeah, Leonard, a big physical back, meets Nunley, and as soon as they connect, he doesn't go anywhere after that.
3rd and short here for the Crimson Cliffs Mustangs. They give it to Leonard again. Runs into his own guy, tries to bounce it outside. Here comes Turnbow, and he's going to tackle Leonard for a loss of at least 2, maybe 3.
Austin Turnbow, are you kidding me? Look at the closing speed that he has there. Leonard bounces it outside. Looks like maybe he might have enough to plunge forward, and out of nowhere, Turnbow just skies in and brings him down, rips him to the turf. We see the initial contact here, stiff arms, and then Braxton flying in and cleaning up what initially started by Austin.
And that's the end of the third quarter. So decision time or a punt? Will they go for it? Find out when we come back on your Region 9 Network. 10-7 Mustangs lead the Thunder.
Asphalt. It's not something we think about much, except when it's in bad shape. At Holbrook Asphalt, we help cities, HOAs, and businesses avoid replacing painfully expensive roads and parking lots. To avoid the cost of replacing asphalt, you must effectively preserve it while it's still in good condition. University research has shown Holbrook Asphalt's HA5 slows asphalt aging by 67%. We make your pavement assets last longer, cost less to own, all while achieving higher property values. Visit holbrookasphalt.com to discover more.
Desert Hills dominating the time of possession and out snapping is 24-6 offensive plays as we take a deep look inside our Wilkinson stats. 24-6. I mean, Crimson just hasn't had the ball in the second half, but yet they still have the lead because their defense is playing so well.
Yeah, normally it's the Mustangs who try to control possession. For the Thunder to have that and for Crimson to still have the lead is a massive testament to that defense. And it looks like the punt is coming.
Snap is good, and it is away. Lou kicks it, and fake fair catch called. Turnbull lets it bounce, and it'll go sideways, and they'll have it about the 15. So 85 yards from taking the lead. Obviously, always down 3 right now, so maybe got to get it down to about the 25, 30, 25-yard line to try to think about a field goal. But this game is kind of hanging in limbo right now. And tonight's game brought to you by Sullivan Homes. They build homes just right, and by Holbrook Asphalt. Every Region 9 game, there's 4 going tonight to end the regular season. If any of them go over 25 points, fans win. You can, if you're listening, you're watching, you see a tweet, go tell them, hey, I saw the Big Score dessert. You can get 5 ounces free, and anything extra, you just pay a couple cents or $1 if you want to load it up like Burnsley with all his favorite toppings. And it's good for your whole family. And Holbrook Asphalt's paying for it. Our Holbrook Asphalt Big Score dessert after the game tonight at Yogurtland. We'll see you there. Fuitalolo, backward pass to Olsen, double pass. Here's what I was looking for earlier, and Turnbow is behind everybody, but he can't stay in bounds. Oh, Austin Turnbow had to catch it and adjust. If that throw is on the money, he's gone. There's nobody within 10, 15 yards of him.
Not a Mustang in sight, and he just has to tippy-toe and make sure he had it in bounds. And you talked about it. You said, oh, I'm waiting for a trick play, and right there they do exactly that.
Well, but it's because Crimson's been so aggressive and playing so downhill, you felt like maybe that was the only thing they could do, get behind them, and it worked. So into Crimson territory, right at midfield, Fuitalolo is going to take it, keep it, and get hit, and no gain on the play. Trying to get out wide and nothing doing on that quarterback run.
Yeah, Davies and Golder in on the tackle there. And that's Desert Hills hasn't been afraid to go downfield this game. They've just only have one connect. So don't, especially at the 50 now, don't be surprised if we see another deep attempt.
Jackson Griffith set the edge nicely. Here is Ashby slithering through the defense, out across the 40 to the 39. And that's a nice run of 11 for Carter Ashby.
That's the biggest run for a tailback tonight for Desert Hills outside of Fui on his QB draw. Just able to slip one tackle, get downfield, pick up another first.
And now an injury timeout or just a timeout, Rustin?
Just a timeout.
Just a timeout. So both teams not saving timeouts. We'll take the break. Intercap Lending timeout, 10-7, Thunder driving when we come back on your Region 9 network.
All right, Lawrence, bring it in.
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to pancake McKeever.
Okay.
You go to the right hard.
Go to the right.
Full speed.
Yes, full speed.
Don't go full speed in rehearsal.
Yes.
Our ratings are never going to go up.
Okay, let's put these little babies to bed.
Ready? Break. Hey, Brent, when we're done, you can go back to playing Pokemon with those nerds you hang out with at Snow Canyon.
Ha ha ha, ha ha. Ready. Down. Hot, hot.
Oh. Welcome back. Thanks to a little trickeration. You know I love the trickeration. Olsen on a double pass throws it to Turnbow for 35 yards. And now Desert Hills maybe got a little bit of momentum here. And Fuitalolo ready to go. They're going to run a reverse, give it back to Braxton Turnbow, who's going to get a block and get a first down and more down inside the 25 to the 22-yard line. Little reverse. More trickeration from Mr. Mark Murdoch, the head coach of the Thunder.
Yeah, and here's the thing that I like about this Double D. Not only is momentum in favor of the Thunder right now, I think fatigue is also going against the Mustangs. This defense has been on the field a long time, and they're giving up big chunk plays because of it.
Fui throwing a block there on that play, too, going airing it out into the end zone. And did he catch it? Yes, he did. Austin Turnbow, touchdown. That is a 23-yard throw from Fuitalolo to Turnbow, and the Thunder have the lead.
And Golder was in the vicinity. We have a late flag on the field as well, but he was in the vicinity playing solid coverage, and somehow Turnbow able to catch that ball. Great look right here. Delivers a strong, confident pass. Turnbow with a excellent grab. And those last four plays for Desert Hills were all big chunk plays. We're talking 10 yards or more. You have to wonder if Desert Hills offense has really started to click, or if Crimson Cliff's defense has been on the field for much, much too long.
Austin Turnbow, great catch. What do you think of the hands there in the end zone? And the throw was right on the money.
Right on the money. Like I said, Golder was in the area. He had solid coverage, but he put that ball exactly in the hands of Austin Turnbow, and he had the concentration to pull that in on the sideline.
So 13-10. Here is the Simply Wisdom Teeth point after, and it is up and good by Bentley. And it's 14-10 Thunder on the one-loss scoreboard. We'll take the timeout, come back. Crimson Cliffs now have to come from behind here in the fourth quarter with 10:44 left in this game.
3 months ago, there weren't enough masks. We were desperately sourcing from all over the world. People were making face coverings from scarves, bandanas, and bits of fabric. Now there are plenty of masks, but some people don't want to wear them. Come on. Mask up, America.
there's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
Hey, welcome back, everybody. Friday night lights normally, but Wednesday night under the lights here at Desert Hills with the fall break for our local Washington County School District. And a good one here, our Sullivan Homes game of the week. It's 14-10, 23-yard touchdown. Turnbull, great catch. And the throw was right on the money from Fua Tololo. And now Crimson set to receive this kickoff. Still plenty of time, 10:44 to go. Returnable from the 3. And a nice little seam up the middle. It closes quickly, and the ball comes out. It looked like because people were diving. And it's going to stay with the Mustangs is the official signal here. That was dangerous. Take a look here. This is Higgins with the return. Does the ball come out? Yes, it surely does. But right to a teammate. Lincoln Holmes was right there just a split second late. And now Crimson dodges the bullet. Now can they capitalize and try to retake the lead? Here comes Hansen out of the gun. 2-by-1 set with the tight end. They're going to pull the guard right and try to run it to that right side. Never really got there. Kind of ran right behind the center. Did get about 2, maybe 3 on first down.
And right now, the productivity of this Mustang offense is big for 2 reasons. Obviously, you're trailing. You need to get downfield. That's the no-brainer. But this Mustang defense that they've relied on all game, they're gassed. They almost spent that entire third quarter on the field. And it is as reliable and as much as you want to trust them right now, and as great as they've been out there a long time. So this offense needs to chew up some clock, and they need to get downfield.
Out of the gun, scissor action. They're going to run it to the wide side, and it's Higgins again to the 35. He's going to get a couple yards, and that is Lincoln Holmes making a great play. So here's the sophomore with some injuries that's now starting. He's playing a little bit on both sides of the ball, and he's made an impact in this game tonight. Pretty good speed for Holmes in shadow boxing with Higgins to take him down. Third down coming up.
Yeah, Higgins thought about cutting back to the left. Holmes read it beautifully, and by then he realized he wasn't going much of anywhere. So, and Holmes has had a really quiet, really great game. And when you're a sophomore, you like that. You like that we haven't called his name multiple times tonight.
Yeah, had that block when he was in it, running back for Fui. They got called back. Remember that? We kind of screened 2 guys, run it right up the middle. And it's going to be 4th down. This is a violent collision right near the 38. And I don't know if they got the first down or not. No, they're saying first down. First down, the officials signaled it. You go back to earlier where the officials changed the spot. Now it looks like the ball is right on the 39. And it was the 39 to gain, but maybe Desert Hills fans wanting a measurement there, Bernsey?
Yeah, absolutely. And it did appear, at least from a quick eye test, that he was short. There was a Sand Hollow Resort big hit with Leonard connecting with Stokes, but as of now, first down. It's not changing.
And now they're going to throw Hansen. Quick pass, complete. That's Messenger. And Luke Messenger brought down by Lincoln Holmes after a gain of 5, almost 6.
That's his 3rd grab of the ball game from the tight end spot. And right now, Hansen just quick little throws. Crimson Cliffs, once again, they're content to take this at their pace, which is great for the defense as long as they continue to move downfield. But Desert Hills, I feel like this defense is a little fired up after that first down call. They thought they had a stop.
2nd down coming here. Quick pass, double clutch. They throw it anyway, and a nice catch. What a catch by Jackson Ritchie with Lusk draped all over him, and a good throw from Chase Hansen.
It really is. He puts it where only Ritchie can get it. That's his first catch of the game. It was a little low. Ritchie comes down, meets it, hauls it in.
1st and 10 Mustangs. Fabulous Freddy's first down. Field up, wash down, save. Pink cookie, splash drinks, and of course you save 10 cents on gas when you fill up after you get a car wash with gas at both the Bluff Street and River Road. Fabulous Freddy's. 7:49 to go and ticking. 14-10. Desert Hills leading Crimson Cliffs. Crunch time, baby. Mustangs in Thunder territory, just across midfield, and then the pressure comes. Hansen trying to dodge it, and he goes down. Sacked. He made one, and two Thunder players missed, couldn't dodge the last. Sack made for a big loss by Peyton Williams.
And let's get a look at it here. Bounces off two Thunder players before finally being brought down. Ooh.
Clean play, I think, wasn't it?
Yeah, it
grabbed his shoulder pad.
Yeah, I think so.
Great play by Peyton Williams. There's a flag on the far sideline. I don't think that's on that hit. It's a sideline warning on Crimson. They probably wanted the penalty flag, but we have the privilege of the replay, and I thought he just grabbed his shoulder pad and threw him down.
And when it happens in real time, it certainly looks like it could be, to the helmet, face mask, especially from where they're standing on Crimson Cliff sideline, because Hansen's facing us with that arm draped across. But in reality, I do think you're right, Double D. It looked like a clean play.
So second down.
Very long.
21 to go. Second and 21, back at their own 40. Hansen has the snap, looks over the middle, fires it complete, and he's going to get about a 14, 15-yard gain. The Messenger again, his fourth catch of the night. Couple of move the chains. That was the longest of all of the completions to Messenger, but after that sack, it makes it third and very manageable. It's going to be about 3rd and 6.
Yeah, Messenger, that's his fourth catch of the night. He has been fantastic. We've noticed Trace Higgins. We've noticed Messenger. The Mustangs, who have been looking for that solid receiver ever since moving Hansen back to quarterback, I think they found a couple options here tonight. Messenger has been absolutely consistent, a workhorse-style tight end.
Twins to the far side of the field. Ritchie, the single receiver, to the bottom. Halfback and a running back to the right. Hansen, catch, throw. Ritchie, incomplete. Went right upstairs and slipped right through his hands. About a yard shy of the first down, and it's going to be 4th down and 6 again.
Big play. You look at that clock over there, Nets on Fire clock, 6 minutes, 6 seconds remaining. This is a big 4th down, trailing by 4.
Ritchie saw Turnbow coming, and his rib cage was just exposed, and now the punt unit on. So Crimson has used a couple of timeouts. I think they have one remaining. And they trail 14-10, and they're going to bring Lou on to punt this football. They're going to snap it from the 45 of Desert Hills. Lou standing at his own 40. Going to kick it high and short. And everybody gets away from that kick. It angles out of bounds, and it's going to be Desert Hills football at about the 24.
Yeah, smart heads-up play there by Desert Hills, covering all their bases. They ended up going from a punt return to coming up, preparing for the fake, and then on the actual punt, everyone went into a soldier position to prevent that ball from hitting them.
Only a 21-yard kick from scrimmage, so no return. Again, Crimson's kind of been a little bit more conservative tonight. They took the field goal at the end of the half, which you take points when you can. Nothing wrong there, but kind of feeling like maybe they didn't have momentum. They look up at the clock, still time, and they trust their defense.
Yeah.
They're putting their defense out there and hoping they can get a 3 and out and get some good field position. They're going to run it, Thunder, and Ashby's going to take it for a 2-yard gain.
Yeah, the scariest part is the fact that Crimson Cliff's defense played probably about 3/4, if not more, of that third quarter. And at the end, when Desert Hill scored, they were giving up chunk plays. Those last 4 plays were all for 10 yards or more. And, of course, this is a good sign right here that they're able to contain Ashby to 2 yards. Looks like Ashby's going to be that bell cow as Desert Hills is content to let the clock continue to tick.
Braxton Turnbow coming in, trying to fire up his teammates. Now, Fooey comes back, has the play call from Mark Murdoch, Thunder head coach. Playoff implications, final night of the regular season. And now a timeout taken by Desert Hills. That's their second of the second half. So both teams, I think, are down to 1 timeout remaining. And we'll take it with them. 14-10 Thunder lead on the 1-loss scoreboard. Stay with us, 5:08 left.
I take the road less traveled, run free, unwind, unravel, someplace outside with lots to do. Green trees, red rocks, and don't forget that blue sky. The sunshine shining, sunshine pouring on me. Think I might just stay a while. Say hooray all day, now shine on me.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
Correction as we welcome you back on 97.7 ESPN, CEC TV, as well as on the live stream, sportsradio977.com. No timeouts left. That was the third. Crimson does have one left, but Desert Hills is now out of timeouts. 5:08 to go in the game. Thunder with possession and a 4-point lead. And it is 2nd down and 8 from their own 26-yard line. Devin Dixon, Rustin Burnside with you. This one's far from over. Of course, we'll be looking for our Dash Trucking Player of the Game. We'll name our Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker Play of the Game in our post-game show. Fuitololo going to throw. Pressure comes. Dodges it. Flags fly. Now he looks to run. Runs wide. Now he's going to cut back and be taken down for a loss of about 4, maybe 5. And that play went nowhere. That's why you punt the football, trust your defense, as we await the flag. And this one looks like it's probably on Desert Hills.
And you got to give a lot of credit there. It does look like it's going to be holding on the Thunder. But it was Panasua who had fantastic pursuit on that play. Lou got there first, couldn't make the tackle. Panasua came in, avoided a blocker, chased Fui all the way to the end to bring down the quarterback, and it was a really solid hit as well as the Thunder are backing it up.
You know, Marley came in with 42 tackles, Panasua 70, 51 for Jackson Griffiths this year, 41 for Zach Andrews. They've got some guys on this defense that are just ball hawking. They find the football, and they go get it.
Yeah. And thankfully, that last Mustang offensive possession did last a little longer than anything in the third. And I think they're recharged here when the game's on the line.
Bingham in motion. Handoff to Ashby, running wide. And he's going to be taken down at the 15. And it's going to be 4th down and long, and Desert Hills is going to punt the football here. Pick up about 4 or 5, but not near what they wanted to do. And maybe they're trying to, that was only, sorry, correction, I was thinking that was 3rd down. Now it's 3rd down. Our far side Changang, guy that flipping them quick on me. And it's 3rd down, so the clock continues to tick. They won't snap this till there's under 4 minutes left in the game. You're just tuning in. Desert Hills trailed 10-7 at the half, but they've got the only points in the second half. They're up 14-10. Fuitololo gonna throw. Has time in the pocket. Stands in there, dumps it underneath, and it's dropped. Dropping that was Bingham.
That was right around the original line of scrimmage.
Yeah, not enough for a 1st down.
Yeah.
Would have helped field position a little bit, but that wasn't going to get you a 1st down to keep the drive alive. I think he had to check down, nobody else open. Looked like he had Turnbow deep, but was kind of covered. And Bingham a little frustrated he couldn't make that catch.
Yeah, and the Mustangs had substituted extra cornerbacks on that play. Guys like Dade McDonald, who hasn't been on the field a lot, trying to protect that deep ball.
And that drop does, hurts you as far as running more clock because the clock stops on that incompletion. So now Bentley will kick it. Left-footed kicker standing inside his own 5. Rugby style, gets it away, and a good one by Hunter Bentley. Driving Walker back. He's going to grab it on one bounce, and he's going to be hit and dropped. Turnbow, Crandall, and Crandall kind of missed him, got there first, and Turnbow finished him off.
Hey, let's give a lot of credit here to Hunter Bentley. That was the best punt of the night by far. I was expecting the Mustangs to start maybe at their 50, maybe even already into Thunder territory because they were so backed up. Instead, Bentley has a perfect punt, and the Mustangs will start on their own 35-yard line after great special teams. We saw the Thunder struggling with special teams earlier on. That's a great time to kind of fix that.
Well, Hansen, who was great in the first half, was 11 for 15 for 115 yards, needs to find that rhythm he had early in the game. He's now 15 for 26, I think, in this one. And he's going to go up top, and it's going to be deflected by Lusk at the last second.
He was looking for Drew Bay, and Lusk gets a mid on it and knocks it to the ground. He was trying to go for that one-handed interception. Great coverage, great defensive effort right there from Lusk. We see the pass just a little short for Drew Bay. He was going to have to come back and get it anyway, Lusk able to knock it down.
Hanson has only missed on 8 passes tonight. Let me make a correction here. Wilkinson stats have him 14 out of 22 passing in this game. After that incompletion, quick one, high percentage, and it's caught. Messenger, and Messenger's hit and stopped after a gain of maybe 4, nearly 5, out near the 40-yard line. And Holmes and Lusk combining to make the stop. Messenger's 5th catch of the night, though.
Yeah, he's been solid for this Mustang squad. And don't look now, but it's 3rd down, Double D.
Yep. Mustangs trailing 14-10, need to try to convert. Big 3rd down conversion needed for the Coach Tate and this Mustang offense. They're going to throw up top on a little corner route. It's picked off by Wilkins. Wilkins going to return it down the sideline. 30, 25, and to the 20. And a flag flies in late, post interception. How about that? Jacob Wilkins coming up big with the Oski.
Wilkins, right place, right time. Trace Higgins was open, and Hanson 100% overshot him. Wilkins was right there to make the pick. We had a Mustang player down on the field. I believe he's gotten back up and made his way to the sidelines now, but great effort, great play from Wilkins on the return. Hanson 100% just overshot his receiver. You can see the frustration by him over there on the side. He knew he had him.
Trying to sort this out. Hustleby, McPherson, a couple of our officials tonight. Here comes our head official. It's going to be a personal foul on a helmet-to-helmet hit, and it goes against Desert Hills, so this will back them up. Hanson just taking a shot. It's 3rd down, and he just overthrew him.
Yeah.
Trying to hit Higgins there on that corner route. And Wilkins just kind of roaming. Makes a nice play on the ball.
And make no mistake, it's not as if Wilkins wasn't in position to contend for that football if he would have made it to Higgins. It's just the fact he overthrew him. He happened to be right there. Wilkins was in prime position to either break that ball up either way, but Hanson gifted him an interception there in a crucial, crucial moment. 2 minutes, 56 seconds left, and the Thunder with the penalty, they'll go back towards midfield now on about the 40.
Here comes Tangren, take his right tackle position. He's been going both ways tonight. He's a lot slimmer than he was last year. I bet he's dropped 30 pounds. And Ashby, the running back, going to get the straight give, and he's going to get 2. 2-yard gain by Ashby. And Crimson does have 1 timeout in their pocket.
That was Panasua with the hit.
And he just stonewalled him once he got to him, didn't he?
Yeah, and we've seen him do that a couple times tonight. It's one of those instances where if you go head straight into him, even if he's standing still, chances are that's where the buck stops.
Been a pretty well played game. 5 penalties for 50 yards after that helmet-to-helmet personal foul that has backed them up. That's a spot foul, too, so instead of having the ball at the 20, they had to back up outside their own 40. But at least it happened somewhat near the end of the return. And now they'll give it to Lusk. Lusk has a crease, flag on the play. He's going to take it all the way to the boundary, to the 31, and we'll wait another penalty. Maybe I shouldn't have brought up penalties because now we got another one. A little broadcaster jinx. I don't believe in it, but sometimes it's funny how that happens. And now he started to signal what looked to be a motion procedure penalty. It's going to be a legal shift. He's going to change it to legal shift. So wipe that play away. Would have been a pretty productive gain right near the 1st down.
If anything, that run by Lusk would have set up another one of those patented Fooey quarterback sneaks.
Yeah, you're right.
And instead, long ways to go. 2nd down, though. And the clock at 2 minutes, 6 seconds.
Mustang defense has been tremendous all night long, and they've been on the field a lot in the second half. They need to make 1 more play. Actually, a couple more plays, unless they get a turnover on this play. And now they've got it stacked up. Lusk dancing in the backfield. Never could get going north and south till the very end, and he loses yardage. Maybe half a yard loss is all, back to the 46. And now the Mustangs will take the timeout right at the 2-minute mark here in the 4th quarter. And Desert Hills is leading 14-10. There's just not enough blocking there for Lusk. He really had nowhere to go.
No, and the Mustangs right now, they're, like we said, once you get past midfield, which is where the Thunder are now, that's when things really tighten up. And the Mustangs have been great all night between the trenches, covering the outside. They've done a phenomenal job, really defensively. And right now they're trying to give their offense one more opportunity. And it does, I would imagine, barring a big play right here from Desert Hills, that the Mustangs will have a shot. A little too soon to tell probably, though.
3rd and about 15 here. 14-10 Thunder lead on the one-loss scoreboard. Coming up, we'll have the Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show. We'll hand out our awards. We'll have a pretty quick wrap-up with highlights, and we'll name the awards. And then after we're done with our post-game show on the simulcast, we'll go down field level, try to get some extended post-game for you on 97.7 ESPN. Try to get some coaches, player reaction, and wrap up all the games. You're going to run a screen to Turnbow, and Braxton's going to catch it and run it down inside the 45 to about the 43.
Really, really great coverage from Crimson Cliffs. It was the right play by Desert Hills. Give it to Turnbow, let him go to work. But McDonald was there first. He kind of caused a little bit of disruption. We see Segapolu get out there as well. Breaks both those tackles, but by that time he'd been slowed down enough that there was no way he was going to advance very far.
And just the fact that they got that personal foul penalty on the pick return at the end of that run backed them up just enough. That one timeout was preserved a little bit of clock. They're going to get this back just around a minute to go. And so they're going to have a little bit of time, but no timeouts. Walker is back deep to return this punt, standing right now at his own 11. And they're going to stop the clock here and take the delay of game at 1:11. So 1:11 left on our Nets on Fire clock. Nets on Fire located at the B. Moore Sports Complex up in Green Valley, not far from Sunbrook Golf Course. We've got a new roller skating rink. Acceleration is there. The Grip Ninja Warrior. We got a little Shea Fit. It's just a great complex now. And that roller skating rink is going to be a great addition to Southern Utah. Date night for Bernsey.
Yeah, I went ice skating once. That was really bad. So I bet roller skating is maybe a little more my
Ice
style.
skating leads to ice bass for guys like you and I. I'd rather take my luck at the golf course. Less injuries happen at the golf course. But it's fun. We went ice skating before we went to a Knights game to give our kids an appreciation for a Vegas Golden Knights hockey game. And I can get around the rink, but I'll tell you what's hard is holding up kids while you're trying to get around the rink, because I'm not that graceful to start with.
Yeah.
Got my daughters draped all over me trying to help them learn how to skate. That was fun.
So everyone goes down together, right?
Those skates just don't fit your feet right. You know, ever notice that?
Oh, yeah.
The ice skate is just
That's
like
what
you
I
have with
said, too.
blisters. So huge fourth down here, 1:13 to go. Bentley has the snap, good kick, cleanly away. It's going to land at about the 21, and it's going to roll down around the 15. It wasn't touched. It looked like a Thunder player jumped away from it, and they're going to give him the forward roll.
And correct me if I'm wrong here, Double D, but I believe with 1:02 left, the game on the line, I think this is the furthest back the Mustangs have had to start tonight after that punt from Bentley. That's about at their 15-yard line. Most of the time they've gotten the ball around the 30, the 40, in some instances even a little sooner due to their special teams unit. But this might be the furthest they've had to go all game long.
Jeff, our statistician here, says you are correct. This is the worst starting field position of the night.
And the biggest moment.
They're going to move Orr and Adams to a 2-by-1. It's actually trips now, sorry. They're going to look to trip side. Hansen's going to go over the middle, and it's incomplete. Defended by Turnbow, Austin Turnbow. Orr was the intended receiver. And Hansen put some mustard on that dog.
Yeah, he did. Yeah, he did. And I saw one thing there. It looked like Richie had a one-on-one opportunity with Lusk. I don't know if that's going to be available in the future, but you wouldn't be opposed to maybe even trying that, because he did have a step on him with Turnbow coming over from the safety spot.
Dixie is up 35-7 right now against Candyview, and a pass, and it's deflected, and it's going to be incomplete. Holmes goes and tracks it down just to make sure.
And so far, this drive has lasted seven seconds, and we're on third down. So not an ideal possession thus far for the Mustangs. Great job of getting that hand up there, knocking that down. That's the first batted pass from a defensive lineman we've seen tonight. And here we go, 3rd and 10.
3rd and 10, big play for Chase Hansen and the Crimson Cliffs offense. And he's going to throw, and it's an out route, and it's caught, and that's right at the sticks at the 25. And see, I blocked by the near side official to see the spot right.
Might mark him a little short.
It looks like they are. Going to give him about the 29, so 4th and 1. Got to convert this to keep this game alive, or Desert Hills can take a knee and it's over.
Yeah, and it's going to be Hansen in the shotgun position.
I'd probably run him here, maybe. Just let him get an extra blocker and go. Game on the line, 14-10 Thunder. He's going to throw, quick out route, and it is a catch. Caught for a 3-4 yard gain. Wilkins was in coverage, hit him, and Higgins, who's caught that one long touchdown in the first half for 70 yards, makes another play.
Big play. I didn't expect a pass right there. That was risky, and it ended up paying off. And how about we take everything back? It looks like we got a false start on that Mustang offensive line.
Oh, my. Little eager to fire out the old blocks. So they'll have to convert a second time. They've got 42 seconds. They'll wind it now and snap it. Here we go. They gave him first down. This false start after they already converted, excuse me. So first down incomplete. That'll at least stop the clock. But another penalty. And it's going to go against the Mustangs.
A little bit of self-implosion going on right now. That offensive line has done a great job all day of blocking for Chase Hansen, and back-to-back penalties on the line. Or are they waving it off?
They're just asking if they want to accept the holding penalty or not. Desert Hills coaches saying, yes, we will back them up. .4 seconds left. Coming up again, we'll have the Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show. We'll clean it all up for you. This is the closest game of the night. Snow Canyon beat Cedar 35-7. We'll have more on that game in our Region 9 wrap-up show later on.
So after about 32 seconds, a first down, the Mustangs are now back further than they were when they started this drive.
Yep, going the wrong direction here. Still just one big play. Hansen taking a shot over the top. Higgins behind the defense. He dropped it. He had it, and it looked like he couldn't bring it in. That ball was perfect from Hansen to Higgins, and it's incomplete.
It was Wilkins on the coverage. Turnbow was in the vicinity, but that landed right in his hands. Kind of reminiscent to that touchdown he had, except this time ball ends up on the turf. Hansen let it fly, placed it well. It just went right between those two white gloves, and he can't believe it.
And the expression from Higgins as he puts both hands up on his helmet says it all. Here we go, 3rd and 28. Pressure coming, pocket collapses, rolls right, throws, has a man, Ritchie caught it, and a big hit. It's 4th down, and the clock will continue to tick.
Still in bounds.
And this could be, you can't spike it here. It's 4th down. You got to run a play. You're down to 6. Now they lose the ball. They haven't spotted the ball, and now they got to go with 1. They get it off just in time. This play will count. Hansen throws it over the middle, caught by Higgins in midfield. He's going to turn off the Jets, but he's tackled by Turnbow and Wilkins. Game over. Game over. It's about a 40-yard play, but it won't matter. Desert Hills has survived. You know, the ball popped away. The clock kept ticking. It cost them precious seconds. They still complete the pass, Rustin.
And that's Desert Hills funneling specifically Crimson Cliffs to the middle. They said if there's going to be a completion, it's going to be right in the middle of the field where we can make the tackle. That's 100% what happened. Not a lot of time to prep for anything here. Hansen finds the open man, and Higgins. Turnbow's playing off. Wilkins is playing off. Both Turnbow's playing off, and they make the sure-handed tackle to end this ball game. Big win, and it's about time Desert Hills came away on this side, right? You had that 13-0 loss against Dixie, the 28-21 loss against Snow Canyon, the 17-14 loss against Cedar. Now in a tight game on their home field, the Thunder are finally able to get that elusive win in the clutch. Big, big moment for this Thunder team as they all gather right around the 40-yard line.
All right, that's a final 14-10 on the one-loss scoreboard. We'll take a timeout. When we come back, we'll get you analysis inside our Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show, plus the highlights. We'll name out our Dad's Trucking Player of the Game. We'll pick the Appliance Wholesalers Plus Playmaker Play of the Game. 14-10, Thunder beat the Mustangs on ESPN Radio, CEC TV.
There's a rush coming.
Let's rush best 9 plays from last week in Region 9. Number 1 better be good.
One-handed grab, and Luke Wright is going to score a touchdown on one of the better grabs you'll ever see in high school football.
Lawrence, are you going to do anything, or are you just going to sit there?
This is Henry Bouchard, Cape Girardeau, Missouri. I never found a customer base more in need of fine American-made sucking power than I found up and down the Wasatch Front in the mid-1980s.
There's one thing coaches love, it's media guys telling them how good or bad their team is.
My pick for the 4A state championship this year when it comes to football is the Stansbury Stallions.
Give me a break. This isn't a contest about who can shovel the most corn silage. I like Pine View.
I take the road less traveled, run free, unwind, unravel someplace outside with lots to do. Green trees, red rocks, and don't forget that blue sky. The sunshine shining, sunshine pouring on me. Think I might just stay a while. Say hooray all day because the sun is gonna shine on me. Sun is gonna shine on me. So if you're looking for me, then you better look down where there's tall palm trees and shopping sprees. Sip my tires and don't forget that blue sky. The sunshine shining, sunshine pouring on me. Think I might just stay a while. Say hooray all day because the sun is gonna shine on me. Sun is gonna shine on me. Sun's gonna shine on me.
And we're back. Johnson Pediatric Dentistry postgame show. Good one here tonight. Defensive war. Devin Dixon, Rustin Burnside, the final 14-10. Thunder beat the Mustangs. And let's put a bow on this one. And then for our radio audience, stick around. We'll have our Region 9 wrap-up show coming up a little bit later on. We'll break down all the other games for you and talk playoffs and possibilities. Gonna be fun, man. Gonna be fun. Let's run the highlights for you, and we'll reenact these for our radio audience. As this second half, Desert Hills lost the time of possession. They got out-snapped in the first half. But in the second half, they had a 13-play drive, had another 11-play drive. But this fake punt kind of got them going in that third quarter as Cy Nunley, who's going to be one of our Dad's Trucking Player of the Game nominees, converted on 4th and 4 in their own territory. And then this trickeration to Turnbow. Olsen caught it first, then threw it to Austin Turnbow, and that got them out of their own shadow. And then a nice run by Ashby. Ashby came in. Good to have him back. He got hurt, missed some games, but made some productive plays like that run right there.
Nah, absolutely. And this is the part of the game as we see the little reverse to Braxton Turnbow up the sideline. He gets to about the 20-yard line. These are consecutive plays right here of 10-plus yards, and it was all capped off with a massive catch, a great throw from Fui, and it's Austin Turnbow with that touchdown. Said I missed one earlier on that fake. I'm going to get it right here.
That's got to be your Appliance Wholesalers Plus playmaker play of the game. I mean, that's the only points in the second half. Great play here at the end of the game. 4th down. They barely get the snap off. Higgins had just maybe dropped one. You know, if he would have caught the one before, if they would have hurried up, they could have probably spiked it. And then that play might have been enough for a touchdown. But because he didn't catch the one previous, they were just running out of time. Tackle made, game over. Defense really prevailed in this game tonight. All right, let's open up the conversation. Let's officially name that only score in the second half, that touchdown from Fuatulolo to Austin Turnbow as our Appliance Wholesalers Plus playmaker play of the game. It's easier than you think. Just go over there and see the guys that sell GE, Samsung, and more across the freeway from the Bloomington Walmart. And, washers, dryers, complete kitchens. They got everything to help make your kitchen awesome. They've got water systems. I mean, you name it, they can do it for you. If they don't have it, they'll get it in for you. Homeowners, contractors, all welcome at AWP. We'll get you some stats in just a second, but let's open up the conversation for our Dad's Trucking Player of the Game. Let's name one for each team.
Yeah.
And Nunley's got to be a nominee for Desert Hills in a win. Fuatulolo threw one, ran the other one. He's got to be the sophomore quarterback for Desert Hills is his decision-making, his reads is getting much and much better every single week he takes snaps at the quarterback position. I thought you had a number of other guys that really came up big. Wilkins had that interception that was huge. Too many running backs to probably name just one.
Yeah.
But I'm leaning Nunley, to be honest with you, because he came in, ran the ball nicely, converted that fourth down, and then, play after play, blitz after blitz, just leading tackler again for Desert Hills tonight.
And he came into this game with 90 tackles. He probably walked away close to that 100-yard mark, 100-tackle mark. And in a game like this, a 14-10 score, we're going to talk about the 2 touchdowns, the Turnbow one, the 9-yard Fooey run. We're going to talk about those, but the reality of it is you have to look at the defensive side because that's what made this game what it is. It may be overshadowed, but Cy Nunley is a perfect pick there just because of the impact he has. Came in, converted a couple of big first downs for the Thunder, running the football when they needed it most. And then on the defensive end, he's that type of guy where anytime someone's brought down in the backfield, anytime there's a big hit, number 21's right in the vicinity, and in a 14-10 grudge match rivalry type situation, you got to go with the defensive side of things. I agree. Cy Nunley.
All right, Cy Nunley is your Dad's Trucking player of the game. Dad's Trucking, this is a tradition for us. They got a tradition of getting you all your day-to-day items. Dad's Trucking, one of your largest Western states, LTL carrier. Started with a single truck and trailer back in the 80s and have grown to one of the biggest in the country, based right out of little old St. George, and a great local partner with us. When I first started in radio back in 2003, I think it was 2004 or 2005. I think it was 2005 they started doing the Dad's Trucking play of the game. They've been doing it 15 years running.
That's awesome.
And it's been a lot of fun. Let's name one for Crimson Cliffs. You got Hanson, you got Higgins, who was great tonight, caught their only touchdown, a 70-yarder. Ended up well up over 100 yards receiving after that last one there at the end of the game.
Yeah.
Ponasua played great. Jackson Griffiths, I thought, played great tonight. It's probably got to be one of those guys in my mind. Seems like those guys kind of stood out to me a little bit. Marley played good tonight too.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a similar situation offensively. Trace Higgins is definitely the go-to option there, a receiver over 100 yards, something that Crimson has looked for all season long. And then in a defensive slugfest, you mentioned Sagapolu. Ponasua, all these guys really showed up to play. Another guy that impressed me too, Double D, is Messenger. Just really kind of coming on, had 5 receptions tonight, picked up some big first downs for the Mustangs. It's kind of tough to say, but I would imagine, once again, same reason we picked Cy Nunley. If you go on the defensive end, in which this was a defensive game, and for the Mustangs, their defense was on the field a whole awful lot that second half.
Yeah.
I would go with a guy like Ponasua, who was big. He also had that massive sack there at the end that really gave the offense another opportunity to try and win this ball game.
Yeah, let's do it. Make it official. Your Dad's Trucking players of the game. That's going to do it for our Johnson Pediatric Dentistry post-game show from up in the broadcast booth for our TV audience and our stream audience. Big shout-out to CEC TV. Great pictures again tonight. We are planning on hopefully bringing you some games. We got to wait till Saturday, till the RPI pairings come out and we see what the schedule is, but we will let you know. Keep it locked into our social media. Facebook, Devin Dixon Show, weekdays 4 to 6. Obviously, we will get some promos going. We will do as many games next week as we possibly can. We hope to have a couple of them for you on radio and with the stream as well. But until we know the schedule, see who's getting buys and who's on the road and who's at home, we don't know what exactly our broadcast schedule will be like next week. But rest assured, we'll have another game for you right here on 97.7 ESPN and hopefully CEC TV for you next week. Dixie game's still going. There's still about 6 or 7 minutes left in the fourth quarter in that game. The other 3 games are final. We should be on the air in time to get you a final of that Dixie game. Right now, Dixie is winning handily, 41-7. Snow Canyon has won tonight up on the road, 35-7 against Cedar. Great win for the Warriors. And we know Pineview beating up on Hurricane tonight as well. This was the closest game. And we appreciate you for locking us in, hanging out with us on your Wednesday night. Have a great fall break, everybody. For everybody out there in Southern Utah, if you're listening from further distance, have a great rest of your work week and then a great weekend as well. And we'll be on the air before you know it next week with some playoff football here in the state of Utah. For Rustin Burnside, Devin Dixon, for CEC TV, for James and Lauren and Marcus and our entire crew shooting the pictures for you. Good night. 14-10, Thunder beat the Mustangs on ESPN Radio and your Region 9 network.